Well, if there's anyone early in here, welcome on in, guys. I'm sure I can say the same for all three of us, but we'd like to welcome you guys to the first bi-weekly CC podcast that we're going to the first run on. I'm honestly, it's cool being here. Just being here.
That
the
was
idea.
Yeah, and that was one of the things. Before we get too much into already talking about something, for audio listeners, I'm Glitch Penguin. I'm a live streamer on Caffeine.
My name is Fallen Wolf, otherwise known as Justin, also a sign partner streamer on Caffeine. Max is also a sign partner, just for everyone that didn't know.
And I am Silver Zambi, aka Mike. I am a caster on Caffeine, fellow streamer as well.
And we are what you could consider the founding fathers of the Caffeine Creators.
Yeah.
For anyone that might stumble on this that doesn't know what the Caffeine Creators is, it is our private streaming community. It's a sub-community of like the Caffeine platform, and that's just sort of like where we decided to keep what we do kind of centralized to that. We're a group as a collective. We try to stay away from the term stream team.
Yeah.
We try to avoid that because as we are a team and we do work together, we're more of a creative collective than we are a stream team because we do a lot of different things and
With a lot of people too.
exactly. There's a lot of things that we do outside of our normal like just streaming. So we try to diversify and be a creative conglomerate, creative group versus
we're streamers doing a podcast.
Right. I mean, there you go.
Right, yes.
And there's a
Definitely.
lot of content creators out there now that like do this kind of stuff. You know,
It's
like
fun.
I mean,
This is good stuff.
honestly, podcast is really not to make it sound bad, but easy because you have these chats quite often when you're playing games together, and then you can just turn that into recordings like this and just put it out in the world. Like I can't tell you how many times I listen to podcasts, and most of the time it's just conversation between friends. But that is just so nice to have in the background.
H3, I don't know if you guys ever listened. Same thing. They were talking about Travis Scott.
oh yeah,
that
sure,
situation
that
went on.
travesty, yeah.
That was everything that talking about. I mean,
What
mean-
what podcasts do you guys normally watch? I don't watch. Do you Mike? Do you listen to any podcasts?
The podcast that I listen to on the regular is the Super Mega podcast and the Distractable podcast.
I don't think I've actually ever heard of either of those. What are they?
I haven't heard of them either.
Super Mega is a group. They're actually two people that made their own channel. They used to edit for Markiplier, then they started editing for Game Grumps, and then they had their own channel, which they focused on now. Distractable is actually Markiplier, Bob and Wade. They're
Bob and Wade.
They're like his personal friends that he plays games with all the time. They also make their own content, but they made their own podcast recently, and I've been listening to that a lot.
That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, the only two podcasts. I mean, so there was three, but H3 I've been listening to more recently. That's kind of more of like a chill kind of podcast. I mean, H3 is. But the other one that I was really big into is Star Talk. That one was.
I've heard of that one.
I'm trying to remember the name. She's hilarious, but it's cool because it's dynamic. I guess.
Oh yeah.
Sure. But
Dude,
then to
listen-
have a comedian,
You could use that man to like fall asleep
Oh,
or like
yeah,
get your work. I mean,
absolutely.
that's a dynamic voice right there. You know, like throw you into a midlife crisis practically listening to him.
Listening to one sentence by him, just like one detailed sentence, and I'm just like,
you feel smart
Oh,
just listening.
whoa.
To it.
Right? Yeah. Your IQ immediately shoots up like 3 points.
But yeah, the only other one that I listened to, Murder Pod, Serial.
I think my sister.
That was first season was really the only good one for me, but it was pretty neat. It was talking about a murder. I think it happened back in, I believe, it was a high school murder case. Yeah, other than that, I mean, that's pretty much the bulk of the podcast for me. I never really would lean toward.
So I was heavy in podcasts when I was working like my 9 to 5 at Impro.
Oh yeah.
Because one of the advantages, it being a manufacturing job, I was still able to I had the ability, because I know a lot of places don't let you do this, but I was able to have like double headphones in, earplugs, whatever, and like listen to whatever I want. And I listen to music a lot, but after like I worked there for 6 years. After that, it's like I want to listen to something new, something different. I like you only listen to so much music until it's like, okay, I want to listen to something that might be a little bit.
Same.
Right, exactly. You really do. You throw on your playlist from start and you listen to it 2 times a day, and it's like, okay, I want something new. So I started like reaching out to podcasts, and there was 2 that like I was really into. It was obviously like I talk about it all the time, but I listen to the WAN Show, which is the LTT's the like LMG's podcast or Linus's podcast. And that's how
those would be pretty fun actually.
Oh, dude, they're great because like I'm somebody. I think the WAN Show is probably a great podcast for somebody who's a regular on like LTT content, and because like you see all the videos and you can like they do things where like there's sort of like a chronological like series of events that happen in their videos.
Okay.
And the cool thing about the WAN Show is you get to see they talk about like the in betweens, the BTSs. The stuff going on in the background.
I just learned yes means.
Yeah. So
I feel pretty stupid.
What do you mean the behind the scenes?
I had no idea. I thought it was something sexual. That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I should have thought.
That's BDSM.
Oh, is that? Did you think BTS was BDSM?
No. I definitely thought it was just something sexual. Though I was like, I sat there thinking, I was like,
is that why you made that comment in the Discord server the other day?
I was like, yeah, that's no, it wasn't even. It was on Twitter.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you responded
because Kenzie was saying that she was gonna put the behind the scenes, but I didn't know that's what BTS meant. I felt
think
pretty stupid about.
I think that right there, like what we just did, is why this podcast is gonna be kind of cool, because we have a lot of different like viewers and followers from like different platforms and stuff, and this is gonna be cool because this is gonna provide a lot of context to like some of the stuff that you see that goes on, like our conversations and stuff, because we just referred to something that would happen. A lot of our viewers see that and they don't know what the fuck just happened.
Oh, they have absolutely.
So now this will be cool because this is sort of like the in between for what happens there.
Yep.
So okay, second podcast that I listen to is the it's a D&D podcast.
Oh, Critical Role.
No, Critical Role is super popular, but like what I listen to is a group of Australian dudes, and they have they cycle in a couple different friends depending on like the show and everything and what series. They'll pick a couple characters in their friend group, and then like they'll stay consistent for that episode. And then when they finish
Kinda
that
like
game,
one-offs in a way, or?
They do one-off games, and then like they'll do bigger series or they'll do one-off days. But normally like what you can expect from them is to go and like they'll have their main series, right, which will span for maybe like 10 or 20 podcasts, and you can follow along with the story and everything, and it's really fun because it's sort of like you're listening to like a story that's and the narration that the dungeon master that they have, the narration that they have is fantastic because he keeps a constant like he's really good at keeping the story going. Like let's say like I say I want to like move forward in the dungeon, he creates the whole body of the story. He's like, okay, you moved forward, and like as you take a couple steps forward, you snap on a stick, and all of a sudden your team freezes, and out from the shadows you see a glowing pair of eyes appear. What do you do next? And then like he fills in, and he's like so good at doing. It's called D&D is for Nerds, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Is the podcast that I'm referring to.
Nerds.
Yep.
Okay.
And like I said, it's I forget the name of the guy that hosts it, but he's an ultra nerd, but like a super cool dude when he's so good at what he does.
Let's be honest, what D&D players aren't? If they're playing D&D for longer than a year, I definitely they definitely are realm of a.
D&D is something I've always wanted to get into. I've never tried it before.
It's fun, but it's a commitment.
That's something about it is it's a commitment.
It's definitely a commitment, and also I worry that I just don't have the creativity for it.
You create it. I mean, the thing that's really interesting, coming from played D&D, just about 2 years, a little less. I kind of was off and on. More recently, I'm still pushing. But I had a human. I played up until I think I was level 14, which is pretty far in.
Sure.
But you hit the level 10. That's when character. But when it comes to the creativity, I mean, as long as you're not in it, I mean, go buck. You can go at check. You have to build best in
Part of the part of the creative aspect of and D&D also is like you don't have to worry about having the ability to come up with those stories on your own, because I'm gonna be real with you, it's kind of the job of the dungeon master to handle
No,
that.
I know.
everything falls on that.
Yeah, for you, you're like kind of
playing a
just
game.
you're kind of just like, I want to do this. You're making choices more or less than building the story. You can I think it's really fun to get into your player though and like start role playing it a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I used to have a character called Princess Piss.
Oh my god.
I mean, my worry honestly is just the worry of the fact that I could literally do whatever I want, so I don't
absolutely.
know where my mind would go. Like
That's what's fun
like,
about it,
oh,
because you
I
can
have an enemy in front of me. Do I want to fight them or do I want to pee on them? I don't know what I want to do. Like I could do whatever I want, and that's
honestly,
where I don't know if I can make that decision.
It gets based off of your. In my case, have to. You don't want to get split.
As soon as you split up your party, the DM's like, "All right, time to fuck
Exactly. They
well,
wanna pull some
that's the
stuff
thing.
out.
Like if you went up to somebody, like an enemy that was in front of you, and your DM was waiting for you to make a move, and you literally did say like, I want to piss on this guy,
you'd have to make a stat check.
yeah,
something.
your DM would go after you for that probably.
roll
There's
an ability, like some type of perception check.
I don't even know. Like I was thinking like
check, I don't know.
agility, like charisma, like charisma would be funny.
Charisma would be pretty funny.
Because like you could play it off as sort of like
sexual.
which is my DM that I play with when I do
That
play.
would be too fucking funny.
He doesn't allow. You can't seduce. That's his one rule.
What?
Yeah, he doesn't.
Okay, hold on. I have a quick story. I had a time. I can't remember if I was playing a one-off or if I was playing. I believe it was a one-off, but I'm just gonna say it as it is. So we were getting to a ship, right? First time getting to the ocean, and now that I'm thinking, there was a captain of a ship that we came across, and the captain ended up being a somewhat attractive woman. And my character, I don't remember exactly who the character it was, but I rolled a charisma check and rolled at 20. Her.
Oh my god!
I married her. She was my wife.
Right then, you walked on this ship and you married her.
I literally said I swooped in, I swooned her, did the classic, pull her back on like to one arm and gave her the old smooch. Yep. And she just fell head over heels for me. So in whatever game that may have been, I now have a permanent maybe a pirate wife. I think she was like a.
Like
I want a pirate wife.
A sea captain.
Yeah, a sea captain for some type of.
Sure.
There's some funny things you can get into D. You guys want to divert the attention a bit?
I can say that I know that we've got a couple different things that we want to talk about today. I know you have one. I have one that you have no idea about.
Oh,
and I can't wait to smooth my way into it.
Oh jeez. Should we get to it?
And like I don't know about you.
I have a little list right here.
Okay, so you got some ideas?
Yeah.
Okay, well go ahead, Mike. What are you looking at today? What's hot on the mind of Mike?
Well, the first thing was written. Max, you'll remember this. This was a chat me and Max had slightly in VR chat about space elevators. And the concept of them being
the actual space elevators. Like,
yes. Okay. It was a VR chat world that had an actual like concept of a space elevator where you just kind of sat in an elevator and went up, and it went up to a space station. Okay. And we got into talking a little bit about like the concept of if it was possible, because I thought to myself, I said out loud, with that being a possibility, I feel like the G forces of it just going up, because I mean obviously in the world we went up quite fast. It wasn't that fast, but we there was like teleport points essentially.
Okay.
But just to think of like going from the Earth's surface to a space station that's orbiting Earth in a matter of like I don't know, maybe it was like 5 minutes.
It
That's
took us.
that's pretty fast actually.
I will say, Mike, I think the ride up probably was closer to like 8 to 10 minutes. We were sitting in
Possibly,
that
yeah.
elevator. It was a long time to wait. And then not only did we do it once, but we did it twice.
Was there locations at the base and then a base, get the elevator, by the elevator?
Yeah, what it was is when you enter in the world, there was 3 elevators in front of you. All of them were set to an automatic timer. Obviously, I assume it's for like client side issues, so you don't have to start it yourself. But you would hop in the elevator, and then it would quite literally just ride you up. You'd pass like a helicopter on the way, and then some
That's
other
actually pretty
things.
cool. Were you like looking?
We were looking over like
Paint the
a
picture for me.
forest, essentially. It was definitely a
Imagine a Japanese forest.
Okay,
With like,
Japanese
you know, they have like
forest.
very mountainous like island areas and stuff.
Like the Great Wall of China.
Yeah, very like rural. It was,
Yeah, it was-
the
it was
surrounding area was
very
rural.
green. It was definitely an image ripped straight from Google Earth.
Oh, so it was a flat image.
Well,
no,
and-
it was
okay,
bumpy to
okay.
imitate.
but it was
mountains.
like a map projection. So like when you're creating like 3D models, you know, you put like, you have a material with a
it was-
texture on it that gets applied to your model, and you were pretty much looking at a mountainous area with a flat material of a
Right.
like Google image projected onto
It
it.
was something that when you're on the first level, just exiting Earth's surface, didn't look that great. But once you got higher up, it was this.
It's
looks
one of
fine.
those things where you kind of like squint one eye, you kind of turn your head, maybe squint the other eye a little bit.
Absolutely.
That's actually I don't want to get too into it because I actually have a lot to say about that, but I have something I talk about for space.
Are
It's
you
actually really interesting you brought it up?
So are you like talking about like the possibility of space elevator? Like, is that kind of like what you want to get into here?
Yeah, well, that's what I was, because I remember that night I brought up the concept of like, how could these even exist if we were to get to that point where you could travel, like not only the space elevator itself, but the fact that you could travel that fast from the Earth's surface to an orbiting space station.
So I think in real world applications, I think the application of riding on the space elevator on your way up, I mean, you're talking probably taking, because it could probably go quick. You'd probably be scooting, but even at a fast pace, I mean, I'm guessing it would take you maybe an hours
Sure.
to get up. You're not talking.
Right, yeah,
absolutely.
This
100%.
isn't. Yeah, it's not a 10-minute ordeal. I mean, unless at some point we get the technology to be able to do something like that. But at the moment, if we were to do like a traditional style, like rail system, like mechanical elevator, you're talking like the first thing that comes to my mind is like electromagnets would be like a very smooth,
yeah.
clean,
That would
energy
probably be the
efficient.
best way. 'Cause it's not going to be rockets or anything to it.
And with electromagnets, you can decide where the polarity is going to be on something like that.
Up and down.
And the speed depending on the strength of the magnets. And
True.
they might need to do that because think about it, when you start getting close up in the atmosphere, and remember, G-force is acting upon you as as you're going up, you're spinning. So like you're going to be pulled down initially, but there's going to be like an apex point, right? Where like you're going to get to the middle, where all of a sudden you're going to be between, and instead of being pulled
you're
down by
also
Earth,
the
you're
gravity.
going to be starting to get launched back up. So when you get to a certain point, the polarities would have to flip and actually
Slow you
push you
down.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
slow
and
you
you would use
Yeah,
the
so
G-forces
wouldn't be too much on you.
Right, exactly. So I think that's, and you'd probably have to be strapped in, obviously.
There ain't no way.
Definitely. You're not just
standing.
walking freely in this
Yeah.
thing.
Right, exactly. So with that is said as well, the other thing with like as far as like constructing something like a space elevator, you're looking at like there's like we have the ISS, and the ISS, you know, that it's not orbiting, it's falling.
It's falling. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that gravity. Or someone says it's orbiting.
It's falling.
It's falling. It's falling into gravity and it's fast enough.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it orbits at the same rate that it's falling, and that's
Exactly.
why it doesn't lose. And over time it does, and they have to
Oh, yeah, it
change it
changes,
or
yeah.
decommission it or crash it and send it out into space. But like the cool thing about building like a space elevator is you have to we don't currently have a material strong enough. I've heard from doing like research in the past and just like coming across random articles and stuff. Nanocarbon particles
Yep,
is sort of like
same
the current
thing I heard.
And that was like the technology that everyone was freaking out about, going, oh shit, like we could use this as way we were starting to sound like fucking Joe Rogan on this stuff. But like you could literally take these like incredibly strong particles and build like your infrastructure for something like that out of that particle because they're the lightest, strongest material that we know of right now. It's just the process of creating. The process of creating them though right now is like hyper expensive.
It's expensive.
It's impossible right now. There's no way to do it right now. It's just too expensive. There's no way to do it. With all technology though, that process everything.
We're gonna get over that plateau.
Yeah, it's the ebb and flow of how technology just develops, right?
I mean, honestly, if you look at current technology compared to just like maybe 10 years ago,
right?
We have made advancements. We've definitely made a good amount of advancements compared to what we've had. It's just I think we need to apply it more to actually exploring as opposed to putting it in our hands.
Right, the fucking cell phones that we carry in our pockets.
That's one of the why sit here. Not gonna be. There's no way.
We're on borrowed time.
We've already set our own clock.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
we're sitting here, and fortunately,
look at like the trash that we produce. I mean, it can only go to certain places, and now with like economical changes these days, and like with all this stuff that's going on, and the shipping crisis, and all this stuff that's going on right now. I mean, like places like China stopped buying all the other countries' world's garbage and stuff because they don't need it anymore. They've gone through their industrial revolution far enough to where they don't care. They don't need the scraps that we have to manufacture their own clean plastics and things like that because they just do it themselves now. They don't need it.
I can talk a little bit more into it.
Get into it.
But yeah, so when it comes to those nanocarbon tubes, there is a very large drop off window where it goes from something that's nanoparticle all the way up to bigger than a steel bat, like something huge, something absolutely. And the further out you go, the faster the apex. I mean, think about it. The further you go out from it, the faster it's spinning, the more it receives. So, further out you go, the more product you're going to need. Weight, which means product, and it's just a never-ending
more money.
Cycle. Well, and not even the money aside. Let's say money wasn't even a thing. I mean, it's literally physically impossible right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's absolutely no way that you're going to be able to create a stable cable that is linking around up into orbit, and it would be amazing to see it. But I mean, we're just at the point. Even money aside, it is logically possible.
The cool thing that I always think about when space elevators are brought up is how expensive and how wasteful it is for us to be using things like hydrogen fuel, like solid fuel, to get product into the atmosphere.
I mean, imagine the amount of money that you spend just a couple of days ago.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah. Millions of billions of dollars spent on the product.
How much money was spent on
just on fuel?
Just the fuel alone.
Well, what is Bezos's space thing?
SpaceX.
Space.
No, Bezos.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Virgin Mobile?
No, I'm thinking of Bezos because they did like the Captain Kirk. William Shatner went up recently.
I feel bad because I actually don't know. I don't remember the name of it. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't remember the name of it.
I'll look it up.
Because
I do know. I did read an article saying that him and
Jeff
Bezos did take a joyride into space.
Blue
Origin.
Origin. Yes, recently, Blue Origin did like a flight into space. It's just past the.
Are they a private sector space company?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no way that's government.
What he does is he literally rents it out, and like if you want to go to space, you pay for a ticket and you go on there.
Yep.
Like there was
a ticket.
Oh yeah, there was like 5 other people on the shuttle with William Shatner, but
that's crazy. I bet he had a hell of a time. Did you guys know it's only about 2 minutes that you actually hang there?
Oh yeah,
just about 2 minutes. It's about
so they put you in the atmosphere, they get you there, and then they're already coming down.
You get past. I don't remember what it was called. I'll have to look that up.
I believe it's above the stratosphere.
How much does a ticket to space cost? If I wanted to go to space tomorrow,
something that
there's a certain line that they pass when they do this flight that doesn't technically exit the atmosphere. They just get past a certain line where you become weightless, and
you can unstrap from your seat, and you can experience the.
And there's actual video, like you can go and look up.
Oh,
William Shatner.
Wow.
Oh, the camera they have on those stuff now.
Oh yeah,
they load them.
I mean, it's actually really hilarious, but also kind of like heartwarming to watch him because obviously William Shatner Captain Kirk,
Yep.
was on Star Trek for so many years back in the 70s or so.
I mean, he's so old
And
now too.
Now he gets to actually experience what it looks like, literally just looking at the Earth from that point of view, seeing the curvature and everything. He honestly was just so mind blown. It was a constant just wow.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
it's a speechless moment. I can't even imagine.
No.
There ain't no way I could be able to put words to something.
Think about how small it would make you feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how humbling of an experience it would be able to like be that far and see how small, how little, how insignificant you are in comparison to the scale of what is out there.
It's one of those situations where West, but massive scale. I mean, you're not even looking at the ground. You're looking at what is the ground.
The entirety of everything looks like an island because it's all surrounded by water.
Exactly.
Every piece of ground is an island.
So
I just couldn't. I don't know. Would you guys actually go up?
If I had money to throw away, I would.
Let's say someone paid for you, right? Like, let's say.
Oh, no question about it. Yeah, 100%.
Someone tomorrow just hit you up and be like, "Hey,
I don't care. I don't care what the danger level is. I will absolutely go up there. If I die going to space, sign me up.
right.
I would have said the same thing before.
That's a really expensive
Oh, yeah,
suicide.
definitely.
As soon as I had a
for
kid,
your case, yes.
I would love if I was given the opportunity to go on a space expedition. I had a chance. I would have done it.
So I just looked here, what like ticket prices would cost.
Mm-hmm.
So Virgin Galactic, which is sort of like the plane company that's doing this.
It's Virgin Mobile.
Yeah,
Right.
So it's another private space company owned by Rich and Branson. Offers a little more to go on. The company has sold more than 600 people tickets to travel into space, and these customers have paid at least $2,500,000 per ticket.
$2,500,000
Per ticket.
Wait, is that?
That's 2.5.
That's 2.5 million, isn't it?
250,000. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I was gonna say 250,
That's 2.5
100,000.
million, which honestly I wouldn't really take past them to charge that much.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Yeah, so you're looking at $250,000 per ticket to literally
That's crazy,
take
honestly,
a
though.
couple minute ride in weightlessness space.
I shit you not.
I could never justify that amount.
I was at work.
That's crazy.
I was at work when me and
No
a coworker
way.
watching Shatner go into space.
Yeah, same here.
And when he went up and he went up and came back down all within the span of like 10 minutes. $250,000 10 minutes.
Just for on that one person.
Well, that's the thing. It's just on one person.
Yeah.
You're only in space weightless for about 2 of those.
Yeah, right,
minute to 2
exactly.
minutes, that's all it is.
So how much? What's 250,000 divided by 2? That's 100.
Same for the minutes.
Yeah. So how much money are you spending per minute to experience weightlessness space?
Just a little over $100,000.
Yeah, a little over $100,000 a minute.
100,000
to experience. That's the whole point about it though. Is it's so expensive. If there was a space elevator, there would be no need for that cost at all.
Imagine the ability. Sitting there with, hey, do you want to go into space?
Hey, you want to go?
You want to go shopping at the
you want to go head up the
mall,
space
or-
elevator?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Honestly, that's what I hope we eventually get to.
I think in our lifetime we'll see
I hope
crazy
we eventually
stupid
get
shit
to
like
a
that.
point
I'm
where
sure
it's
we'll
just
see
like,
someone try.
It's like instead of just looking at your friend and going, "Hey, you want to go over to this amusement park, or whatever? Hey, you just want to head up to space for a bit, hang out? I need to clear my head."
I think one of the craziest thoughts about a space elevator that we haven't talked about yet is the fact that, remember, we build all of our spacecraft currently here on Earth, on the surface of Earth, and
it costs so much money to get it out of here.
In the ideal of being able to build any size, because that's what we're limited by is weight and size, right?
Yep.
Right.
Imagine being able to build a spacecraft that's not limited by the weight and size. You know what I mean? Imagine the possibilities that would just open up to us and the places that we could go. You know what I mean? I mean, shit, 90% of the cost of getting something to like Mars right now is just getting it out of the goddamn atmosphere.
So if you guys want to hear something pretty, it costs $10,000 per pound to get something. $10,000 per pound.
per pound.
I myself am already breaking.
That'd be the most
over-
expensive fucking steak you've ever eaten.
Think about it. They pay $250,000 That's the same price that it would cost per person. That's the price that they're looking at.
Yeah, they're looking at per pound.
Yeah, you honestly probably pay per pound because the more people you add on to a flight like that or something like that, the more money you have to put in for the fuel. You know, there's probably a max capacity, and obviously that gets calculated. I mean, that is just an astronomical amount of money.
The entire, I just looked it up. The entire shuttle vehicle, fully loaded, weighs about 4.4 million pounds.
Oh man,
Is that filled with fuel?
This is like straight from NASA. This is fully loaded, which I assume means with full of fuel.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what they're taking off.
So what's
So
think about that.
4.4 million times, what do you say, 10,000 per pound?
Yep.
You're and the sad thing about that is the amount of resources you burn
Oh yeah.
every time you do that, and it's non-renewable
it's
resources.
not even the resources. Imagine all of the all of the space grade aluminum and everything like that gets wasted because it's dislodged for weight.
Once it goes, it doesn't really come back.
You
I mean, some of
literally-
it does. Like that's one of the biggest things that SpaceX has done is create renewable rockets, which has significantly reduced the price of putting stuff into the atmosphere.
Have you seen the videos for those?
Yeah, when they auto land,
Yeah,
it's
they're coming in and all of a sudden they flip around and they just start blasting the rockets.
It's crazy because that's like what you see in sci-fi movies,
Yeah.
and we're starting to do it now.
It almost it literally it looks like
glad it's a reality at this point.
it looks like a video playing backwards. It looks like
yeah.
it literally looks exactly like a video playing backwards. It's
The
crazy.
fact that they can have a fucking ship out in the middle of the ocean, autonomously fucking manned, and have a robot on the rocket to land it perfectly, standing upright,
standing
nonetheless,
upright.
and catch it intact in working order and be able to use it again. I mean, that shit. You go back to even 10 years ago would have been unimaginable.
Yeah, absolutely
Absolutely.
unheard of.
If you were to take the concept of that and like actual like whatever blueprints or whatever he has about that, and take it back to the space engineers back when we were heading to the moon, they were going. They would look at this and go, "What the fuck is this?"
I mean, back when they went to the moon, they were hand weaving computer chips.
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
women sitting in, I guess, what you can consider a sweatshop, essentially, hand weaving copper gold
original IC
connectors,
chips. Yeah.
putting the chips together. I mean, and now we're here printing nanometer size.
Well, and that's what's crazy
components.
is because like one of my most favorite like sayings is there's more technology in the phone that you have in your pocket every day than what was used to land people on the moon.
I mean, back then people had they had notepads and that's why they had to
Slide calculators and shit that
they had to do so much to get the space pens, nitrogen filled cartridges for the pens. I mean, it's absolutely insane to think of the fact that back then you had to be a mathematician to go. Now you just listen to some orders and you let the computer do its job and you're almost there.
Right.
And that's thanks to all those fucking engineers that are down there with their fucking massive 5,000 IQ brains. Like, hey, how can we wait instead of why are we wasting these rockets? We literally like send them to go crash down in the ocean. We pick up little bits and pieces of it.
Yeah.
Why not just make the rocket land on its own? why
Unheard of. What do you mean? Where did that even come from?
The crazy thing about it is like they figured out a way to do that, but have enough fuel left over. Like you still have liquid fuel to be able to do that.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
You have to.
Yeah, and to be able to like just make those insane, and like it's mind blowing. It's mind boggling to see where we are now, and it's gonna be even crazier where we're gonna be.
I mean, imagine in 10 years.
Yeah,
I truly believe that we're in
I'm gonna make a quick adjustment.
a truly like a technological plateau that we're sitting in right now. That we're cresting up to this technological plateau that we may not see anything happen, especially like after this December with the George Webb telescope that's going to be going up in December.
Yeah, the new Hubble, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty much like, dude, I cannot express how excited I am to see that go up. And even in, it's only going to take a month for it to get set up.
We're going to imagine what we're going to find.
Think about it. So right now, I believe the Hubble telescope can see about 9 billion years in light year past.
Yeah, it's like what we call the observable universe right now.
That's what is designed, or that's what was essentially created as the observable universe is the Hubble sphere. That's exactly what it is. It's whatever the Hubble telescope can.
It pretty much is our limits for what's out there.
That's our only way to see into space is the Hubble telescope. And the mass difference we're going to be able to go back and 40, 50, 60 billion years into the past. We're going to be able to see damn near way before dinosaurs were here.
It's crazy too, because like when you say we're going to be able to look into the past, that's quite literally the truth, because
It's exactly what it is.
The stuff that we're going to be seeing is light that started millions of years ago.
We're so far away to the point it's only getting older.
Yeah,
that's old. That's literally,
and it's getting further and further.
The further you go out, the older we're seeing it. It's kind of a hard concept to get around, but I mean, once you understand it, I mean, you're literally opening up a viewfinder to the past.
Do you want to know what thought about space like really fucking makes my head hurt?
What's that?
The thought that like we have, our planet, the universe, the galaxy, then we have, the observable galaxies and all that kind of stuff. And then there's like, then you have like the universe as a whole. And then after that point,
what's past it?
What is past that? And that's what is so crazy.
Do you guys believe in the multiverse?
I feel like it's a very
Well, when you say multiverse, do you mean like possibilities?
I'm not saying like Marvel kind of multiverse.
No, I know. Are you talking other universes out there, or are you talking like parallel universes?
I am saying in particular universes outside of our own that may be extended versions of our universe, alternate versions, whether it be completely different. I mean, it could be anything.
So
I mean, it's something that we can't even explain.
So you think of like the possibility of parallel universes as a concept.
Yeah.
But you think of them as something that is out in the distance. They don't. Because I honestly,
do you think they're overlapping?
I guess I always imagine them, in like a time like 4D kind of style. Like
I see exactly what you're meaning.
They don't exist as something we can reach unless we can possess, a time travel to some sort or whatnot. I don't think we could access them via space travel specifically.
You would have to, I mean, theoretically, if you were to think about it, you would have to rip a hole in what's considered space-time.
Right.
I mean, you would have to literally go in through. You would have to rip a hole in existence, reality itself, to be get to another. So, like, my whole thought with it, I just want to kind of like want a synopsis. There is a saying, Google. That term. It's not Google, Google.
Not the one that we use to like.
Yeah. It is a measurement of
the GU.
It's G. I think it's Googl. Yeah, I may be wrong. Somewhere in that ballpark, though. It's the statement of a length of time. I believe it's 10 to the 100th power.
Yes, 10 to the 100 zeros. It's Googolplex.
But it goes to say that if you were to go, let's say you were to physically be able to go a Google's distance in space, leave Earth, you go a Google's amount of light years. Straight. Light years. You were to go a Google's amount, and it is an unfathomable.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you were to go that distance, you would more than likely, at one point, you would be able to see yourself. There is literally a finite amount of. Think of a construction. We're different, but we're also a small 500-mile radius.
Very macro scale of what actually is.
But imagine you go so far to the point where you see duplicate of, same chemical makeup, same molecular makeup of you. Yeah, I mean, you can only make something with such a limit because we have a finite amount of elements that we're a knowledge. Right. But you'll eventually see a duplicate copy of you.
You ever hear about the speaking of elements? Have you ever heard of that quarks? Like,
yeah. I mean, they exist.
But did you hear about like the new facility that they're currently building? They're building a facility to be able to bounce quarks between the planet. There's one being built in like the UK, one being built on.
You're saying quarks are being built?
No, we should find. No quark detectors to be able to read all, because there's like quarks and then like subquarks.
I personally don't know too much about them, other than I know that they. So I know the idea.
So right now,
I know it's essentially the chemical or the makeup of.
Because there's a I'm gonna double check right now.
I see it.
On yours, you saw it. Okay, well we'll take a quick peek at it and see what's going on here, because we can probably fix it up real quick. But
Sorry about that. Guys.
Hold on, we're doing a quick technical check here to see where
We're
we're
seeing
at.
some issues that are coming through. Apparently, there's a little bit of stuttering.
Yeah,
on
we
the,
want to take a
the
quick
live
peek at it
end
before we
here.
keep going,
Just quickly take it again.
because I doubt it's like in the actual recording, but I want to make sure that.
But yeah, my biggest thing, my biggest thing about the whole, I definitely believe. Think of it as, I don't even know. Think of it as, you know, you got a right. You got a bunch of little bubbles. Each little bubble is a completely different universe in it.
You're like completely frozen right now.
It's stuttering. I like to think of it in that sense where there is a unbelievable and an unimaginable amount of universes out there that we have the ability to go to. And like, I do believe, because I mean, space-time is proven, at least theoretically,
Sure.
it's proven to be able to cut holes in space-time to be able to get to different locations in space, or different universes, different realities in general.
Honestly, I'm totally down for your idea of like reaching other parallel universes to that degree, because I never even thought of the possibility that it was just like our universe, and then existing outside, just without our reach, is a different version of our universe. The fact that they could exist just out in space rather than pushed on top of each other in a space-time.
That's the thing
concept.
that we don't even have a concept of it. You think about it, when you think about the idea, I mean, we have no idea whether we get to the distance, breaking a hole in space-time itself, you know, trying to rip a whole fabric of reality. I mean, there's like the existence of space-time is there. We know it's there. So it's just it's a very daunting thought to. I mean, it's one of those things, you know. Once you cut a banana in half, right? You halves a banana, and you keep on going down. Eventually, it gets down to an atom. What happens when you split an atom? What happens when you split the works that are inside of them?
We found out what happens when you split an atom. Do you want me to go there?
No. I don't think we need to talk about the sun.
I believe we in fact use that.
I would say I think there's an unfortunate.
You see the point I'm getting at, though. Absolutely. It's almost impossible for the human mind, or at least it is impossible to think of something that can't think of nothing. You can't think of something that's nothing. It's impossible.
So a quick aside here, we have an option if we really wanted to. We could do a quick could just do a quick restart on stream and see if that might fix it.
I just opened it up after you were messing with it. It was clear.
Yeah, I do see it pretty clear right now. I will say the only thing I can think of, bitrate, and you absolutely can, 100%. I know for a fact you can. I mean, out of curiosity, what do you have it sitting at right now?
Oh.
Jesus. Not 55, right?
No.
Yeah, I would, if I were you, I'd probably crank it down a little bit, but it does look pretty good right now. Thank you, Kit Kat, for pointing that out.
Yeah, we'll let it ride for right now. We'll see what happens.
Out of curiosity, Kit Kat, is it also stuttering audio, or is it just video?
No, I was listening.
Audio seems pretty fine.
It seems like mobile is what is having an issue. If you guys are good on desktop, then I don't really give a fuck.
Well, I do see it stuttering still on desktop occasionally.
I checked it on mobile, tried to get on my own like data just to see if maybe it was Wi-Fi.
If for any of you guys that are actually chilling out and stream,
that audio is having problems. So
I don't know. I was listening to it, and the entire time that our shit was cut, like our audio is smooth as butter.
Do me a quick favor, just for go ahead and drop a bit.
Have to.
No, absolutely not.
We are recording. No.
Okay. All right.
But what I can say, is that.
I mean, hey, that's what first time for, right?
Yeah, this is a first time run, first episode. We'll work out some. Because like this shouldn't be an issue considering the fact that like this is what I stream off of.
Yeah.
So I think it might just be something going on.
Well, I will say I definitely have had. Today I saw. I don't know if it's might be internet, might be.
My stream, my Discord stream, or the one from
stream. Yeah, today.
Oh, that's different. That's because I was uploading a YouTube video at the same. I was uploading a 4 hour long YouTube video.
4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah.
What the hell were you uploading? That was 4 hours long.
I did the wax stream uncut on YouTube.
Oh yes.
So that
unedited too.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
That green screen.
Yep. No. That's you can go find OnlyFans forward
Dude,
slash.
can we get a confirmation? Was there some behind the scenes that was
No
uploaded?
BTS was actually recorded. We
Unfortunately.
were gonna do it. We put a tweet on Twitter that said if this gets 5 likes,
Which
we would
did.
do
It did.
after we started.
Yep. Okay.
And I wasn't gonna fire up another camera midway through having my scrotum waxed. There wasn't much I wanted to do right at that point, other than
just listening to the agony of it was good enough for me. I didn't actually need to see the goodies.
Do you guys want to feel my leg?
I can tell you right now. I know
I can go
exactly
for the
what
arms.
it feels
Did
like.
you do
We
arms?
didn't have time to do arms.
Oh, really?
I know
Yeah.
exactly what it feels like to have a shaved leg. I don't know about a waxed
Jesus.
leg though.
Here, give her
That
a
is
go.
So
I mean, yeah,
smooth.
that feels pretty much exactly how I was expecting. Have you gotten? So my thing is, all right. So Zoe got me into shaving my leg. Right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
actually kind of a big fan. You guys can hate me, whatever, so be it. But I definitely enjoy shaving my legs now. And especially my thighs, because like your pants like kind of sit on it, it gets a little, your hairs, whatever. But I'm used to it now. I can shave my legs. I feel good after, I don't feel like I'm brand new to it. How do you feel?
So the thing about shaving your legs when never have doing it before, shaving or waxing, because I'm assuming it's
They're
pretty much the
identical,
same.
just
One
waxing
lasts
is a
longer
little
than
bit
the other.
more, yeah.
The thing that blows my mind that I'm not used to, that I still my analogy that I was using for it is like when you see a dog that gets like socks put on it and it walks all funny. That's kind of how
you said that somewhere. Did you
Yeah,
put that
yeah.
on Twitter or no?
No, I think we were just talking in TeamSpeak.
yeah.
But I feel like a dog that got like socks or like little things put on its feet and it's walking all weird because like it feels so different. And the thing about it is this is like the first time I'm actually feeling my pants on my leg.
Oh yeah.
Because before you're with all the hair and stuff that you've got, it just kind of like rubs on it and like your hair is what's touching
You feel
it.
it on the hair and not on your leg.
Yeah,
Yep.
and now I feel my pants and my underwear and like clothing or whatever it is, I feel it on my legs. Like I'm actually feeling the material. And
So-
it's a weird feeling.
Before I ask it, I need to know. Are you a underwear sleeper? Are you a short sleeper?
Just boxers.
Just boxers?
Yep.
How did you feel?
I was a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I completely understand.
I was
that.
very I was noticeably uncomfortable because my sheets and my blankets and everything felt completely different than what I was used to.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I could actually feel like the blanket on my skin, it felt weird. And like if you haven't ever had your legs waxed or shaved, there's no way to really describe what
It's
it
a first time
like.
experience. I mean, it almost feels like that like kind of feeling of menthol. Like that kind of cool feeling of menthol.
Yeah.
It almost feels like that, but not to the point of that minty. Yes.
I will say
If you were to feel that, but without the mint, I guess like that. I don't know. It's not mint, but you get what I'm getting.
I feel like I would want to wax my legs again closer in the summer months because in winter you feel the cold
Oh, you feel
way
it.
more.
Oh yeah, you feel it.
Whereas in like it's like when you get a haircut and your hair is super long and you finally get that haircut and you can feel like the fucking
Yep.
wind actually hitting your scalp and you're
That's
like
how I'm
my
about
head
to
is
be,
cold.
Honestly, that's how I'm
Yeah,
gonna be.
it's like
you
that.
You remember how my hair was?
Yep. When you had that shaved
when
side
I
to
got
side.
this done, obviously like it was when I shave it down, it's shaved a lot more.
Yeah.
When I got this done, literally feeling the hair on like
Ugh.
on the side of my head.
Oh, the
on
hair
back.
coming down. You're saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Feeling that, it felt like I had wet hair all the time.
It's
That's the
imagine
feeling
that
it
on
gave
your
me.
legs.
Yeah.
Because your hair is cool. It's up in the breeze. It's cool. When it hits you, it just feels
Right, yeah, like with the strands that hang back here on the back, I constantly just like felt those, and I'm like, what is get it off of me?
What is going on? What is going on? No, but for real, like it's a completely different feeling. And like I'll be honest with you, I'm not used to it yet. Like I'm only a few days in and or 2 days in and I'm still not like
Oh, you're not gonna get used to it until you do it.
Yeah, it's definitely very like I'm not saying it's bad or I don't like it. It's just it's very different.
It's honestly so my biggest thing about it like that. I didn't really care for actual leg. My thigh, that was a little bit different. That's where it got comfortable. I don't know, for me with my phone sitting in my pocket, like everything else that's sitting in my pocket as well. I definitely enjoy not having hair there anymore because when you put your pants on and you're wearing jeans all day or something like that, it starts getting matted down. It really starts to kind of like give that wear,
Yeah.
kind of like when you wear a hat and your hair gets pushed the other way, it feels sore. It has a sore feeling. That's definitely the feeling I get, and I legs. Absolutely.
You know what does?
What's that?
Remember, I didn't just shave my leg.
Oh, you wax it off.
Yeah.
Everything from like my belly button right now down is hairless. And
wait, what about booty cheeks? Straight all booty cheeks.
My ass is waxed.
Did you like bend over all fours? Like
she got in she got in there.
Did you feel like she was like spreading on some peanut butter on two pieces?
I had
of toast,
wax
kinda?
on my asshole.
Peanut butter on 2 pieces of toast.
But like wiping.
Oh my god,
different, bro.
I can't even imagine.
Really?
You're clean, dude.
I didn't even think about
You're
that.
so clean.
So out of curiosity, do you feel any itch?
No, none whatsoever. As a matter of fact, my ass to like my scrotum feels way better, way cleaner. Like,
I mean, I'm glad for you, honestly. I asked Zoe that
I can
day
say
if she waxed me.
in the summertime, maybe that feeling would be different.
No.
But like
in the summertime would be the best. I mean, imagine you'd feel like a fish.
Like sweat.
You'd feel like a slimy fish getting in the water. Imagine. You'd slither
only his
on
bottom
in there.
half though.
Yeah, true.
He's still got
my armpits too. I did my armpits.
Oh God!
You did armpits, but you didn't do arms.
Do you shave your armpits?
No.
So you full hair ripped off.
First time.
Whole thing? Like one big chunk?
My armpits, my whole armpits.
You literally pulled off like a little like a goatee off your armpit.
Yeah. All this is gone.
This gone.
But can I tell you something?
Let's hear it.
It's amazing.
I can only imagine.
It's amazing.
That
I luckily am a person who does not have a whole lot of armpit hair.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it would make that much of a difference to me, but it probably still would.
Some people have thicker hair and it's a little bit different, but like honestly, like the way that like my shirts and my clothes feel with like my armpits waxed right now is amazing. I love that. Having my ass waxed and my armpits waxed is amazing.
All said and done, are you happy it happened? Like, do you feel like you feel like a better person, and do you think you're a better person?
Getting I will say as the commercials always phrase it, the bikini area waxed. I will say it was probably for the first time never having it waxed. I will like every now and then like would shave it clean, but never having it waxed. I would say that was I cannot describe like how annoyingly painful that portion of it was.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's a bit of a sensitive area.
Did you bleed at all?
There was not anywhere really too much here. I had like maybe 1 or 2 spots on my legs,
just
where
a little
like
bit.
one follicle maybe here and there where there was like a little bit of blood,
a little bit too much,
but not much. And I think on my left armpit I had 1 spot.
That's understandable. I mean, that's a lot of hair you're pulling out at one time. A lot of skin to pull.
Yeah. Other than that, there might have been like I had like probably like 4 or 5 follicles that like maybe would have bled out of everything that got waxed on.
Now the other question is: are you going to get it finished? Are you going to wax everything else? Are you going to get to the arms?
I don't know.
eventually?
I don't know if I want to do the arms.
I don't know how I feel about getting my arms shaved or waxed
get the
either.
arms, get the chest.
I just can't imagine. Of all places, legs, sure. Arms,
I mean, okay. To be fair though, talk to yourself 2 years ago and talk about shaving your legs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I would like you're crazy.
I would have never have done it. Absolutely not. So I don't know. I mean,
Screaming made us different people, man. I don't know what the hell happened.
Well, see, you did it for the views. He just did it out of curiosity.
Well, my fiance is like,
I definitely did it out of curiosity. The stream portion of it, that was an afterthought.
That was an added benefit.
We were scrambling to get like that set up for it. I mean, between calling you like, just I need a green screen tomorrow. Like I gotta get it tomorrow because I want to do this. That was an afterthought. We were gonna do the waxing,
regardless.
That was happening.
Oh,
We
yeah,
had that
no, I
planned out
know.
for like almost 2 weeks. Streaming it was like, and like I'll be honest with you, so like the stream portion of it, I took inspiration heavily from, you guys all know him,
Yeah, Wubby.
Wubby.
Yep.
He did a thing a while back, probably almost like maybe 2 years ago, where he did a mold of his asshole, make a chocolate out of it.
you told me about this,
Yeah.
Yep.
And what they did is they did a green screen thing where like just like his fucking head from like here was poking out,
Yeah.
and it was fucking hilarious.
Well,
And I was like,
you have to sit there. You can't just like bend over. You gotta bring your legs up.
Wubby was like, there was a portion where like
You gotta bring him up.
he was like on his back with his like his fucking legs like
Up by his head.
but his ass was raised up above
yeah.
his head to be able to get the mold to sit in the
you guys
cusp
ever
of his
seen
crack.
Jackass before?
Yeah, I mean
what
I've
was it?
seen it, but I don't know what you're.
Do you guys
referring.
know specifically the skit of the volcano? You know what I'm talking about? I'm not gonna explain it too much. It's a little graphic, so I'm not gonna go too
The
into
only
it.
thing I'm thinking of
Can
is
you
the
give us
porta potty.
a PG gist?
He went pee pee poo poo on his science project. That was a volcano. Yeah, but he had to go ass up, straight up. Like he had to be vertical. 90 to 90.
Wait, did they put it? Was he the Was he the science project?
He was creating. He was the baking soda and vinegar, but no baking soda and vinegar.
Wait, so he was.
It was a projectile.
So like they built a volcano around him.
He stuck his ass cheeks into a volcano mold.
This is all like coming back
and
into my
made
head.
it-
I think
made
it was
it-
shut out for a reason.
Yeah. They made it erupt.
While
quite literally, his asshole was against the tip of the volcano, and it's just spewing out.
It was pretty gross.
Oh, yeah, terrible.
Unseeable. I
That-
laughed at the like tasers.
Oh,
the jailbreak.
at that point you're just
tasers
sort of like, this is kind of morbid.
I
So
mean,
it was
who
that
puts a cock sock on their dick and then lets a snake bite it?
Oh yeah.
Who does that?
No.
I mean that's
Welcome
that
to
is-
Jackass.
That is the beauty, and that is what made Jackass so iconic.
No.
That bit, and then the porta potty launch.
Oh
where the
my
where,
God.
Like every other Jackass skit, I can just watch and be like, whatever. Those ones made me physically gag.
Let it be known, it was not human though. It was.
I don't care
it
what it was.
It was.
That was disgusting, and I can
He
never
opened
watch
his mouth,
that scene
man.
again.
I remember
Yeah, 'cause
seeing
he
him
screamed.
open. He opened his mouth.
You would never in my life. I don't care. I if I'm in that situation, never will I find
He
myself in
opened
this
his
situation.
mouth, man.
But I would never. I would consciously make sure to never open my mouth during that situation because, oh my God!
Imagine if he had someone to go home to.
You better take like a 3-hour-long
I
shower.
was gonna say I would have drove his ass to the
get
fire
some
department
bleach,
and
man.
hosed his
Like,
fucking
No,
ass off.
You take some sandpaper in there with you and just get at it, real tough.
You have to skin yourself like you're
So
a
it was
snake.
it was
like,
animal
shedding his-
manure?
Yeah, it was specifically dog.
Which I didn't know
It was
that.
dogs. I
Honestly.
I feel like that's almost more.
Specifically dog.
I feel like that's almost more dangerous than if it was human.
I mean, think about the pretty crazy. I mean,
Dogs eat their own shit.
yeah, but at least it's recycled. Like I don't know.
At least.
I don't know. I can't imagine. I
Reduce,
personally,
reuse,
if I had a
recycle.
choice, I think I would rather go with the dog than the human. At least I'm not getting covered in someone's McDonald's. Right? Taco Bell.
You're getting mixed in with mystery dog.
Well,
food.
honestly-
At least they're eating
if they have to-
dog treats and stuff.
If they have to
like
fill up
that.
that thing real quick for the skit, yeah, that's McDonald's and Taco Bell all the way.
Yeah, so I don't know.
and that's that
there ain't
volcano
no-
shit.
For one, there's no way you could get me to go in there unless I'm like in a full body. Like I need to be like full bubble
Hazmat
boy,
suit.
bubble boy, like totally.
I'm gonna be honest. You couldn't even get me to walk in. Like I have a thing about like personal
'Cause-
hygiene where like
yeah,
I,
that's
like,
pretty
have
fair.
you-
I
Have
take
you
like 2
ever
fucking
seen it?
showers a day. I couldn't even imagine.
Have you ever seen the skit?
Not that one in
Okay,
particular.
what it is
Well,
you
do you-
know the fair
Yeah,
rides
yeah.
where you're on like a slingshot and they launch you up.
And those balls.
They did that in a.
In a
Yeah,
porta
I've
potty.
seen it.
He
I've
was
seen
in a
it.
porta potty and it launched up like
Oh
that.
my
so
God.
it went everywhere.
Oh.
And he was just strapped down with one seatbelt.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
He was going upside down. Oh God, man. Never. All right, let's move on to something else. We're gonna stop talking about
All right,
that.
well, we brought up one of my topics.
Yeah.
And we obviously diverted quite a bit.
So honestly, something really small that I kind of want to talk about before Max goes into this mystery topic that I personally have absolutely no idea what it is.
I don't know either.
More recently, Max brought this to my attention, but there is a Newegg started a bracket system for the best PC games of all time. It's essentially a tournament.
Yeah, so we know because we kind of looked at the chart.
Yeah.
Sure. We want to talk to you about it because you weren't there when we were looking at this.
No,
I'm gonna go down the list real quick, and these are also the ones that were pinned against each other. As of right now, they are currently at the finals. So they're waiting for the champion.
Okay.
But round one,
we were finals.
But hold on.
Last one.
Before we go too far, should we have Mike? Because like what they did is they took what their opinion was, like the best of the best all-time video game.
So my thing is if you want to bring the names up before we tell you, sure, but it will make a lot more sense because there's a lot of games there.
Well, I want to see if he can pick any out and guess.
Yeah, I'm curious too. I don't know. So out of curiosity, any game. And I'm saying anything, from paid subscription games all the way down to console games.
Sure, right. Well, honestly, if I were to think of best game out there for what the public would consider,
there is 16 of them, by the way.
Okay, I would probably jump 16 in the finals or
16 in total.
16
Okay.
we're in the main bracket for the competition.
Yep. I'm gonna have to jump. Being Skyrim is one of them.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna also say GTA 5.
Actually not. Yeah.
Not even one of the 16?
I was just as surprised. Yeah.
All right.
I can't believe that. Why isn't it?
I'm surprised that maybe something else like the second one down on the list.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm surprised that wouldn't have been.
What even is that?
Yeah, I know.
No,
it's a popular game though. It's got a huge.
Do they have specific ones on there or for a series?
I mean, so they have
technically there could be
hypothetically speaking, they could have the second game in the series, but not the first.
A franchise, but one of the franchise.
Half-Life 2
is on the list.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It is. Half-Life 2 is in there.
Oh yeah, I lied. Yeah.
But is it on?
Specifically
Half-Life 2.
It's on the list.
Okay.
Yep.
See, that's because I'm trying to think of publicly liked games.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of them out there, but let's be honest, there's also not a lot of them out there.
Well,
honestly,
so far, you're what is he, 3 for 3 or 2 for 2?
2 for 3.
2 for 3. And the thing is, too, one of my podcast videos was favorite game, so this kind of tackles on that.
For sure.
I'm not gonna say mine's on there, but my personal favorite is Portal 2.
Is on that list.
Absolutely,
is it on there?
Yep.
I wanted to let you know
so happy
before
to hear
we even
that.
get into it. I don't know if you knew this, but did you know that Portal 2 is the most highly rated game on Steam?
I did not, but I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, it is. It is
so
the most
unbelievably happy to
highly
hear
rated
that.
game on Steam. Pretty interesting.
What else? What else you got?
What else are you thinking on there?
Okay. Well, all right. We're any kind of video game, right?
Yeah.
So, League of Legends.
Nope.
Okay, I'm okay with that one not being. on
Yeah,
there.
I'm okay with that too a little
What
bit. Sorry
about-
for you.
what
I don't know
about
what was
WoW?
on there. Yep.
Okay, WoW is on there. All right.
Doing real good so
You
far.
are. You're doing a lot better than I did. I had a hard time thinking about this.
You got one of the key ones though, right off the bat.
Yep. I mean, let's be honest. You can't miss it.
God, now I'm struggling to think of popular games.
Yeah. So you
Is-
start
is-
double guessing yourself.
Is Fallout 3 on there?
So yes and no.
Okay.
Fallout New Vegas is on there.
Really?
Which is
Wow.
the DLC. But I don't know if
No,
you knew this.
no, New Vegas is a separate
Well,
game.
DLC. It was Fallout 3, but it was a rendition of it that just took place in the desert in
Sure. Okay.
Vegas.
Yeah.
But it was the same engine. But yeah, New Vegas was on there.
Because I know, to me, I knew
Fallout
plenty of
made
people-
it.
Yeah, I knew plenty of people that like 3.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
New Vegas was liked, but
New Vegas was better than 3.
okay. Let me try and.
Some of these,
Do we have Super Mario Brothers on there?
So no Nintendo.
not a
Okay.
single Nintendo.
Not a single
game on this
Nintendo,
list.
which makes sense because Nintendo kind of gets left out of these kind of lists.
Well, it's also
usually.
niche. You have to remember Nintendo isn't widely. Most of these games that are on here, I will give you a hint, are very multi-platform.
Sure. Yeah.
Relatively.
Okay. Well, I assume we have to have a Call of Duty on there.
Not a
Really?
single one.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's
I'm okay with that.
There's
I
too many.
understand that.
Back when Modern Warfare 2 was in there, sure. Throw
Oh,
Modern
yeah.
Warfare 2, COD
Absolutely.
4. But nowadays, I mean, there's so many. One every year.
Or more.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I can easily pick out. It's Black Ops. Black Ops was the best.
Black Ops was pretty good.
Fight me on it.
Yeah, whenever you give up, I mean, you're doing really good though. You're doing pretty well.
I think I have to throw in the towel here because I'm not thinking of anything more popular.
All right, I'll do the first 6, Justin, and you can do the rest.
Alrighty.
So the list of candidates were Witcher 3,
Okay.
Baldur's Gate 2.
Which is the one that we had no idea.
Baldur's Gate.
Never
Yeah.
even heard of it.
I don't know what that is.
I think it's an MMO, but I could be totally wrong because like I don't know Baldur's Gate.
It's Boulder. You are.
Baldur's, BALDUR.
Like
Gate.
bald.
Oh,
you
Baldur's,
are.
Yeah, I see it. Baldur's Gate. Which one?
2.
Was it just
2.
Okay. I have
And
no-
then
This is the one that I'm surprised you missed.
yeah, I'm surprised you missed this one too. Minecraft.
Oh right.
Of course.
Yes.
Diablo 2.
Great game.
All right, makes sense.
Half-Life 2, which you'd said,
Yep.
and Counter-Strike.
Which is interesting because Half-Life 2 and Counter-Strike also it's not Counter-Strike CS:GO, it's not Source,
And
it's
then-
just Counter-Strike.
And then
Just
obviously,
Counter-Strike.
yeah, and obviously, then Skyrim, which you guessed, and then you can
Yeah. So I mean, this is actually your next favorite, Civ. Yeah, I got some Civ on there.
Civilization though, just Civilization,
Just the regular Civilization.
not any of the renditions. Literally, just Civilization made it to the.
But Portal 2 versus New Vegas, which you got both of those.
So I think what we should do is after we go through the list, we should ask him. We'll give him the 2 games on the bracket. We'll see if he knows what.
which ones went
sure.
through.
Yeah.
So Doom Eternal versus World of Warcraft.
Doom
Oh.
Eternal was
Yeah,
on there?
I know. Right?
Yeah.
Why Doom Eternal?
That is a fairly new game. I am surprised.
Well, it's not even the fact that it's new. I feel like Doom was better than Eternal.
I think the
like,
thing
what,
about
you mean,
it
like
is,
the 2016 one. Really?
Yeah, personally, I felt it felt better.
but OG.
More content Eternal, but
Think back to like OG Doom. OG Doom was more influential and culturally influential than any of the other Doom
Oh,
games.
oh,
that came out.
absolutely. I
So,
mean,
like, I'm
it was
sup-
one of those games that news outlets were blowing up about. Oh, video games that.
Yeah,
Video
so
game
I'm
violent
surprised
burn.
that they, because
Yeah.
like they've got games like Counter Strike on here, which are like old games. I'm surprised they didn't decide to go with like on the franchises, the ones that were considered like more culturally influential. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, continue.
But next one is Quake.
Is Pong on there?
No,
Damn
it's
it.
not. Quake versus The Sims. The first Sims. The
first
first Sims,
Yep.
which is I'm surprised it's not Sims 3.
Yeah, Sims 3
Sims
was like
3 was the one that blew up
Yeah,
because
that was
it had
that's
so
what
many
all the
different, like,
DLC and
it had
everything
so many
for
expansions.
it. And then to kick it off at the very bottom, the shoes of the list, StarCraft 2, TF2, Team Fortress.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
okay.
So
I
going.
hear TF. You guys fucking talk about like TFT. I think Team Fortress,
Well,
and I'm like, no,
what's
that's Team
the?
Fight
I'm trying to
Tactics.
think.
Fuck.
What's the other
Never mind.
TF game?
Team Fight Tactics?
But TF2. I don't
I
even.
don't
I
know.
can't
Is there
even think of.
another one?
There is one of them that maybe.
There is
came up.
only Team Fortress 2.
Right, yeah.
So right off the bat, and this one's probably.
Honestly, I didn't expect so many Source games.
I know, right?
I thought that would kind of
Valve
get
has
bundled.
Valve's got a good
they
market
make,
share on
they
here.
make
Oh, yeah, they do.
fantastic games.
They never
I just-
release them, but when they do, they fucking slap.
No, they never released them past 2.
I
They
don't,
never
I
get
don't,
to
I don't
that
mean to
number
diverge
3.
too much, but I was just having this conversation with my boss and saying like, because we were talking about the fact of like GTA 6 coming out eventually
Eventually,
and stuff, and I was
10
like,
years later.
I'm a person who's a fan of Valve, and we have no idea if we're gonna get a new game from them. But God, when we do, it's amazing. Half-Life
Always.
Alyx is still one of my my favorite VR game.
Well, I was gonna say it's hands down the best VR game that is out there right now.
Well, that was
Boneworks-
that with Boneworks, but Boneworks is
I was gonna wait for somebody to say
more-
Boneworks.
It's more budget in a way.
But you have to remember that Boneworks
A lot
was
of
the
blood and
basis
work went
was
into it.
was the basis for Alex.
Oh, was it really?
But Boneworks was used their platform and like their technology and
I mean,
like
it
what
makes
they were
sense.
doing where it was used to influence what they did with Half-Life Alyx.
I didn't
Yeah,
actually
it's
know that.
Those companies were working together to like try to like break the barrier into like what could be considered like current gen VR gaming.
So, like, the thing with Boneworks, just to quickly end off the conversation with it, is Boneworks, if no one knew, is also made by the same people who are a part of Node, which is in
Mhm.
close correlation with Corridor Digital, which is a YouTube channel. But the thing that's really interesting about it is, I mean, the amount of work that went into it, I mean, they modeled real guns. They went out to shooting ranges. They sounded for real gunshots.
The sound design.
The physics. I mean, the amount of work that went in to create a realistic game of its nature was, I mean, it was like nothing else. I mean, it's the most that you can
for
put.
what you can do with VR.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. It's amazing. And the game shows. It definitely shows.
Okay.
All right, so starting at the top.
To the bracket.
Yeah. So starting at the top, this one's gonna be kind of easy. So Witcher 3 and Baldur's Gate 2. Which one do you think came?
Witcher's 3.
Okay. Witcher definitely correct because it was 89 to 11.
Yeah.
Well, again, Boulders.
I've never heard of it.
I don't know how it made it on the list because the three of us here, we have three pretty decently variety gamers here.
My guess is whoever made this. My guess whoever was working at
that was
Newegg,
their personal favorite.
That was,
and they're like,
they're
I'm
like,
gonna sneak it in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This one will win. Oh,
they were a little heartbroken when it got fucking landslide. Okay. Minecraft versus Diablo 2.
Minecraft versus Diablo 2.
Yeah.
That's actually a tough one. I'm gonna say Minecraft.
What would you vote for?
Yeah, which one
I
would
would
you?
vote for Minecraft simply because I'm Diablo, good game. I'm not a huge fan of the gameplay itself.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair.
But I understand the liking for it.
Yep.
You are 100% right. You are 100% right. Minecraft did make the win on that bracket.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and go with the next one because I'm having some complications here.
Okay. Half-Life 2 versus Counter-Strike.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like taking two kids and be like, all right, like
Which was my favorite?
Which was my favorite kid there?
You took the twins and you're like, which one do I like more?
Yeah. Yep.
I am going to say between the two, Half-Life wins.
Okay, let me rephrase. Half-Life 2 versus Counter-Strike.
Right, I know.
Okay.
I still stick by my answer, but based on that response, I'm wrong.
Counter-Strike ended up winning, but the numbers between were 44 to 56.
It was a difference. It was such a marginal.
Yeah.
See what the biggest part of that surprises me is that it's not global offense. It's not Go.
Yeah, that's
It's
the
just
weird thing.
Counter-Strike.
And it's not even. I mean, so I'm actually maybe I'm wrong or like I'm just confused with the conception of it. Is Counter-Strike and Counter-Strike Source the same game? Did they just name it Counter-Strike Source when CS:GO came out?
I think Counter-Strike Source is quite literally base game for use in other games.
I mean, which is the same for pretty much every old Valve game.
I think there was a campaign. I think it was a campaign or something.
Really? I don't think so. I don't think Counter-Strike ever had a campaign.
I can
think
tell you right now, I have it in my library, and I have never opened it because I have it because of Gary's mod.
I have it. I literally, the only reason I have Counter-Strike is for Gary's mod.
The only thing I can guarantee you right now is Counter-Strike 100% never had a campaign. Because that was like the original LAN parties. That the image, you guys know the infamous image of the guy duct taped to the ceiling? It was Counter-Strike.
Yep. The guy duct taped to the ceiling is what you're talking about. Yep.
Sitting there with his
All
laptop.
you gotta say was infamous image. Yeah. Yep.
So the next one here, honestly, this one, Skyrim or Civ?
Skyrim.
Yeah.
Absolutely, landslide, 81 to 19.
Yep.
Which
Huge
I'm
victory.
gonna be honest, I don't even know what the original Civ looks like. I mean, did you play the original Civ?
I never played the original. I touched briefly on games past.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, let's be honest, not very many people played Assassin's Creed 1. So, but
There you go.
Here we are.
I think the first Assassin's Creed I played was 2.
I'm happy
only
to see.
We're
because- only
also
because it was free.
on like the scale of games when we start going back that far.
Mhm.
We were also a little young
Oh.
to be touching on those
Child.
kind of games.
I mean, I was
compared
not
to
old
you
enough.
two, I entered the PC gaming literally maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fair.
So
My original PC game was Barney, so
I was
Well,
putting.
talk about original PC games. Mine is Dig Dug. All right.
Fair,
Mine was
fair.
what was the Sam game, Creative Sam.
Oh, the SAM game.
I think, but it was like
Like
a puzzle
acronym?
game, and there was I think so acronym.
It was,
like,
I think,
it was a bunch
wasn't
of mini games. It was an old PC game. It was like back when it was.
yeah, probably back when there was still Galactic
It was a child's
pinball
game.
on your
That was like my
computer.
first PC game. It was
Windows
no,
86
Actually,
or 80.
I lied.
86, yeah.
My first 2 video games was Webkins,
Really?
and my first PC games I played on the PC was Webkins and RuneScape.
no way.
Yep, those were my
Oh.
first. I literally went from Webkins to RuneScape. I got the nice, happy, like fun, like plushy, happy world game. To straight to the toxic fucking like lose all your shit and want to like.
Hold on, okay, maybe I played RuneScape at a different time, but
there is PvP.
Never...
There's PvP.
Well, yes.
Yeah, because I had a buddy, a little guild clan. We'd go out and fuck with people in the wilderness, and we
desert right next to Lumbee.
Yeah, we bait them, and then I'd have my 99 fucking monster motherfuckers come out and be like,
looking for GF.
So you want to fight, huh?
to kind of like close off before we continue the bracket. My best memory of RuneScape was back when I was starting to get into it, but I didn't know exactly what it was. And I was at a friend's place, and I was playing for him, and he said, "Just don't go into the wilderness."
Oh my!
No, hang on. Just don't go into the wilderness because that's where the players can fight you. And I said, "Okay," and I didn't. I honestly didn't. However, there's those rogues that come up and fight you randomly.
Yep.
And I had no idea. I thought I entered the wilderness somehow. I was like, "There's a guy fighting me. There's this guy just challenging me. I don't know what do I do?" And I didn't know how to attack or anything, so he died. And he's like, "What did you do?" I was like, "I didn't go in the wilderness. I swear."
All that gold and all those capes and all that resources just chilling there out in the open for anyone to take.
It was like it's just one of those random stupid rogues that you could definitely handle by yourself, but like
if you
they
don't know
just
how to
randomly
fight,
attack you, and I didn't know what to do.
Dude, so before we continue the bracket, can I tell a quick story? I think I might have told it to you. I don't know if you would have ever heard. I actually got into such a big argument with somebody that was in my neighborhood that I used to RuneScape with that our parents ended up having involved.
Real quick, did you guys ever pay for premium?
Oh,
did you have premium accounts?
RuneScape?
Yeah.
No,
I didn't need to.
not.
I didn't need to.
I have never.
I was the one selling the account.
So you were part of the sites that were like, all right, toss
Yes.
your email and password on the sites.
Well, we weren't like what we were doing wasn't sketchy. What we were doing is, like I said, we had a group of people. We would go out into the wilderness and fuck people up. And then what we would do is we would stack an account. We would take the shit, play on alternate accounts, stack the account, and go sell it, and use the money to go buy gold for our personal account.
Oh my!
Like we would literally
decimate over here.
We would decimate people that had no clue what was going on. Take everything they fucking had on them, stack up an alt account, and just sell it off.
I
mean, not a bad way to think.
I think that's what happened to my account. So, again, another side thing, but I had I had an account that I played on for a while, and then eventually like I stopped playing it, so I gave it to a school friend.
Okay.
And eventually, like I think this was like 2 years down the road, he kind of just like I had the login, so I was like, "Oh, you know what? I'll test it out." And I logged back in, and dude, I don't know what this guy got into, because as soon as I logged back in, there's this guy like private messaging me, so "Give me a shit that you owe me. Where's my stuff?" And I was like, "Hey man, I don't know what's going on. I shared this account with somebody. He's like, I'm reporting you for sharing accounts. You're fucking done." And I was like, "What did he do?"
Whoa. He got angry at somebody.
Like, I didn't do a thing. What did he do to you?
All right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, here we go. This is a quick story. I got into a situation. When we were like, Guy and I were running these accounts and fucking people up in the world. We went out one day and fighting, and him and I got into an argument about, because like we had one of our team members that got killed, and he lost all his shit.
Sure.
So it was like his team member was sort of like we were kind of in agreement where we would help somebody get their stuff back if we needed to. Like we would like kind of split what we had, all of our like legendary gear stacked up or whatever.
Kind of stack them back up.
Yeah, to get
the
them.
Meantime.
Yeah, to get them going again so that we could go. Sort of like loaning some supplies, right?
Yeah.
So what we did is I gave my cut, and
Your cut.
I gave my cut, and the other guy,
Like a cut G.
his name was Matthew. His name is Matthew. Matthew didn't pay up.
Oh my god.
Matthew then lied and was like, "Oh, I gave him my shit," and then the guy was like, "No, you didn't." And then he was like, "Oh, now you're just trying to like get more shit from me, bro." And we was like, "No, you never gave it to me." And like, he's just like, whatever.
You're Matthew.
So I was on his side because I was a better friends with him and stuff, and the other guy was like shady to begin with, and like
you just believed him.
Yeah.
You didn't know, yeah.
Yeah, and so then he gets all like fucking pissy. One day he gets angry enough at me to where he's like, "Fight me in the fucking wilderness."
Oh.
And I'm like,
1v1 me, bro.
I'm like, it was literally
Not even on Rust, dude. It's not even on Rust. Come on.
And I said sure, and I went out to the wilderness and I killed him, and I took so much shit from him. This dude was
Did you
like,
give anything
walking-
back?
Oh no. So that's
Oh no.
that's where things got dicey. So he like freaked out because he's like calling me on Skype.
He lost all his armor and weapons.
Yeah, well, the money was the big thing. The dude was an idiot.
Why the hell was he coming out there with money? Why
he
did you-
forgot the bank.
Right,
He
yeah.
thought
If you are challenging if you yourself are challenging someone to fight in
Right?
the wilderness, you put your shit away.
he forgot the bank. He forgot the bank, and he was walking around with probably
He was
about
that
10 mil
cocky.
on him.
He was that
Oh
cocky
my
that he was gonna win.
gosh.
Yeah, he thought he was that determined that he was gonna win. Dude came out there with 10 mil. I took it, and I remember it, dude. It was like 2 hours later. My home phone rings, and my mom.
Oh,
Why did
shit.
you have your home phone?
Because we lived in the same neighborhood, and our parents knew each other.
goodness.
So my fucking home phone rings.
I'm surprised your door wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, my mom then answers and is like, "Well, let me give you to my husband real quick." She gives it to my dad because my dad was more in control of like what was going on with the computers and stuff. And so they're like, she's like, "My son is like really angry at your son because like apparently they were playing some game, and my son's telling me that like your son stole a bunch of stuff from him, and he worked like really hard to get it and spent all this time, and he wasn't giving it back." My dad was like, "Saying you stole stuff in a game." My dad doesn't get games.
Right,
He thought
yeah.
this was the most
Yeah.
ridiculous shit that he's ever heard.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, I mean, I killed him in the game fair and square. My dad's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Sorry, I can't help you. I mean, it's out of my control."
Hell yeah, Dad, let's go.
And
Respect
and
the wilderness.
He's like, I'm real sorry. Maybe the two boys can figure something out and work it out. Him and we lived literally 3 houses down from each other. I never even saw the guy again, practically.
Oh my god.
I barely even ever saw him again, let alone talk to him.
I'm honestly surprised. Like, if he went so far to bitch to his parents to get his parents to call, that he didn't just show up at your fucking door.
right.
Well, I mean, dude,
He was afraid.
yeah,
He was gonna get his ass beat in the wilderness and
yeah. He wasn't ready, bro. But that was
You come over to my house to
ready.
fight. Don't bring your cash this time.
that was
comes over with a cash full.
fucking beat his ass,
Wallet.
take his wallet, spit on him, throw the wallet back down on him after the cash is gone. But like we were young, we were a couple years old. I mean, I was,
fifth grade or something.
like we were talking like we're talking like 5th, 6th grade
Mhm.
maybe. Like it was really young, and after that, honestly, I was so stacked on RuneScape. I mean, talking like level 99. I actually used bots. I'll be honest, I used
Oh
bots for
my
like some of the shit like log cutting. I definitely used a bot to get my level 99 log cutting skill
Dude,
up.
if we had Derek here, he'd be having an aneurysm.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh, what? He freaks out at the
Yeah,
bot.
this
This
man
man literally
an old
plays
coworker of
4
ours.
instances of RuneScape at one time, and he literally does speed running challenges just for the fun of it.
Really?
He literally
So,
built
like to this day.
make
On old school.
When we
I
were
was gonna
sitting
say,
there-
is he old school or is he
Yeah,
the
old
new?
school.
Yeah,
Completely old
absolutely.
school.
Oh, dude, old school is still the way
I
to
will
go.
never forget because he sent me a photo because he was live on Twitch when he was doing it. He sent me like an image, and it's literally 4 screens of RuneScape open, and he's
Really?
doing different things on all of them.
Well, that's the thing is because you can cut a tree on one, then move over to the next, start fishing, and then go to
But
the
the
next.
thing
and,
is he wasn't like he's beaten the game. Obviously, he's done everything there is to
Right.
do on RuneScape, but yet he's sitting there like he's doing a challenge. Like, I don't know anything
This
about
isn't
RuneScape
even like
really,
WoW
but
where you can make different classes.
he's
Like,
challenging
it's
himself.
just-
He's not
Yeah.
using certain things to speed up the process. He's trying to do it like as hard as he can make it. I guess I don't know.
well, so
How
that
far
was
can I make it without ever fishing?
Exactly.
Well, that was
yeah.
kind of the thing because like original RuneScape was made in Java, and it was very easy to like make.
Wow,
bots
was it
that
really? I didn't know it was
yeah,
in Java.
It was a Java application.
Wow.
So, like it was very easy to like write script bots that would just like do auto stuff.
Yeah.
And then one of the biggest things was like farming, fishing, and mining, all that stuff. Like you could
Back in
literally.
the day of Cheat Engine, bro.
I used to cheat engine wouldn't work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, actually, cheat engine was an immediate ban.
No
Still is
way.
to this
Wow.
day.
I used to
It's-
use Cheat Engine on Club.
Well, I mean, but Club Penguin didn't have fucking
Man,
shit.
you guys-
It was before Disney bought it.
You guys
Right.
are fucking delinquents.
I don't know what to
I've
tell you,
never
man.
cheated on an online.
I just
game
wanted
like
money
that.
for my puffle. I had to feed my family. I don't know what to say.
So
Yeah, dude, those
Go
pets
work
they
at the
cost
pi-
money, man. It's like
just
having
go
kids.
work at the
Shit's
pizzeria,
expensive.
man.
I
Put the
tried.
pizza together.
They don't pay enough, dude.
Well,
That pizza shop, their minimum wage is outrageous. Club Penguin, you need to raise your minimum wage.
Club Penguin rewritten. Gonna have to come up with something.
They need to modernize it. Inflation's a thing on Club Penguin.
We need to get to a $15 minimum.
Mighty expensive.
Even before I realized my love of music, this is how I know I can I've loved it since I was a kid. I would spend all my time in the DJ booth.
Dude, the DJ
Literally
booth was
just messing with it
legit
all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the time.
Okay, so let's quickly get back
Right.
to the tournament.
We got Bigfoot just said stream is
It's
playing.
been
Should I just restart it? Should I just do a quick
There's
restart?
no reason to do it. We're this far in.
I could literally just click stop and then go back.
If you want.
All right, we're gonna do it real quick.
Keep the recording
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
For
I am.
stream, yeah.
Okay. Stop. Give it a second.
And good.
Chill.
Chugga, chugga,
And
chugga, chugga.
back up.
Does that still
And
count as one stream? Or
Yeah,
is that
as long as it's
separated
within
now?
5 minutes.
Okay.
I think it's yeah. So the chart. We got to get back to the chart.
So what we have here, and I gotta say, I'm actually very, very impressed with the numbers that pulled through. So we have up next, Portal 2, Fallout New Vegas.
Portal 2 and Fallout New Vegas.
Yep. I literally cannot believe it.
My heart wants to say Portal 2.
Go with your heart. Go with whatever you want to go with.
My heart. I gotta stick with my boy.
You're correct.
Oh, thank God.
Yep.
1 point. 51 to 49.
Yeah.
Think about
points.
that. Well,
You know,
1 point
but
different.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't honestly surprise me that much because I know they are both obviously their fan base.
I mean,
is huge.
That's to
for
go
each
to
one.
show how great both of them are. I mean, they're both amazing games, and it is true. I mean, Portal 2, obviously, we already know is. And Fallout New Vegas, I mean, that was received unbelievably well, especially coming from Fallout 3 to New Vegas. So I still can't believe it, honestly. I'm glad Portal 1 though.
I'm still
I am
riding.
too.
I'm still
I am
riding
too.
on the high that you telling me that it's the highest rated.
Yeah, seriously.
on Steam.
If you go look at a list, you look on there, it is quite literally the highest. It is. There's nothing higher. Crazy.
Well, also keep in mind, Portal 2's got a kind of a jump on a lot of other games because
2011,
it was one of the
2012.
games that was big with Steam. Like
Mhm.
it was, you had to have Steam to have Portal.
Well, plus on console too. I mean,
Yeah.
with I know
yeah,
it
but
wasn't in the orange
I didn't
box,
play it on
but
Steam. I played it
Portal
on,
was.
on Xbox
Portal 1 was.
360.
Yep.
That's where I played it.
yeah, same here.
Doom?
Once I got over to PC.
Doom Eternal versus World of Warcraft.
Wow. 100%. Really?
Doom Eternal won.
57-43.
Nope.
That's so surprising.
Goes to show how much the community's dying compared to.
I mean, hey man, I'm a big fan of the fucking music. Mick Gordon rocks
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh, dude, that music
I mean,
score
let's be
was
honest.
unlike
Mick
anything
Gordon
else.
isn't on World of Warcraft. So.
Right? Yeah.
That's like
Dude,
that's like
could you
Hans-
imagine World of Warcraft raids with Mick Gordon playing in the
Dude,
background?
imagine.
It's like the video game equivalent of like a Hans Zimmer. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so I'll let you do this one.
Yeah. So the next one, Quake, original Quake, like OG Quake,
Okay. Yep.
The Sims. The first The Sims.
I want to say Sims.
You're
The Sims
actually
pulled through,
you're
yep.
very much so right on
And
1
again,
point.
it was by a 1 point difference
Yep.
on that one again.
Absolutely insane.
StarCraft 2 versus Team Fortress 2
Team Fortress 2.
Yep.
Okay.
by a significant amount.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's be honest, StarCraft is kind of a niche.
But StarCraft is fun.
It's got its fan base.
I
that's for
have-
sure.
there-
To each their own.
I have a soft spot in my heart for StarCraft.
You
because
must craft additional pylons.
I used to my desktop background
I don't
used to
even
be
know the
a
game, but I know the
StarCraft.
meme.
Yeah. Okay, well now we're on.
All right, yeah. So now we're on to the quarterfinals.
I did. I want to say 2/3 of that, right? Right.
Yeah, you I mean,
majority of
you
it you
pretty
got
much
right.
you only got like 2 wrong. Yeah, 2 wrong. No, 1 wrong.
Yeah,
you got
we
one
got
wrong.
one wrong out of that.
So in the quarterfinals, top 2, Witcher 3, Minecraft.
Fuck.
Go on. What are you thinking?
Minecraft.
Oh, yeah.
Minecraft pulls ahead.
Absolutely.
You want to say Witcher 3 because Witcher 3 is Witcher 3?
It was huge.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I haven't even played it, but I know it's a god tier game.
All I gotta say is I did not like it, but I still appreciate it.
It was the peak, regardless if you liked it or not. It was undeniably the peak of CD Projekt
absolutely.
Red.
Yeah, 100%.
Even after the release of
Let's be
Cyberpunk, it
honest.
still is
It's still better.
Yeah, it still is.
Changed my mind. Witcher 3 is better than fucking
Oh yeah,
Cyberpunk.
absolutely. Well, Witcher 3 is actually playable. So
Exactly.
That was actually another topic that we were talking about at the time of like talking about how long it takes games. I'm like,
we'll save that for the next one. But
Yeah.
I want them to take time on GTA 6 because I don't want Cyberpunk to happen
Do
again.
you think they haven't been?
No, I
It's been
understand.
almost 10 years,
I
man.
understand that,
We're,
but like,
we literally are coming up to a fucking century.
I understand that. I'm just,
decade. I
Or
think.
decade, sorry.
that's what I'm saying is like, you need time to make the game right. Fucking take time to make the game right.
insane.
Do not follow Cyberpunk.
Absolutely
Do not
insane.
get pressured.
Every industry.
They get forced. Yeah, they have a thing pushing behind them trying to force product
Well,
out.
the entire industry within the last couple of years is looking at CD Projekt Red as an example of what not to do.
Exactly.
And I think
yeah.
it scared a lot of developers into holding back releases on their games. Because
Good.
I know that GTA 6, there was rumors about it like in a thing.
It was supposed to come out 2020.
Ever since then, they have delayed it and said we don't even know when it's coming out at this point. And I truly think it's because CD Projekt Red scared developers, and I'm surprised that like Call of Duty devs and the different companies that do that don't look at them as an example because they're notorious for publishing unfinished
I'm gonna be
crap.
completely honest with you. Vanguard feels like an unfinished game.
Yeah.
The only thing
that
I
was
can
my-
actually appreciate about Vanguard, and this is after playing it, is the campaign. That's the only thing I can appreciate out of it.
That
Because
was
the
my
rest of
other
it feels
fighting
like it's
point.
botched.
That was my other fighting point for take time to build the game because you'll appreciate this. And my boss has not played Vanguard yet, but I said Treyarch had 3 months to work on zombies for that, and that's why it's garbage right now.
There you go. Alrighty, Counter-Strike versus Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
Right? Yeah, Skyrim.
Ooh.
Skyrim versus Counter-Strike. I'm going to have to say Counter-Strike.
Right.
You're correct.
Oh.
Are you got this pulled up? Are you
No,
looking
no,
at
no,
it?
no.
I was gonna
You
say-
can look on the stream.
Are you
like
sure
it's-
you're not like
right now-
I'm not
right
wearing
now,
any glasses or
I have
anything?
Boulder's Gate on my screen right now.
Well, I'm
Because
sorry,
I-
what?
What was that? What's
I
that?
had looked it up, and that's what's on my screen right now.
Alrighty, Justin, go ahead.
All right, next one. Portal 2, Doom Eternal.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I will say whatever the winner was, it was a close one on this
Yeah,
one.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. I'm going to say that it was Doom Eternal.
You're
would be
wrong.
Incorrect.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank Christ.
Yeah, Portal.
Portal pulls through.
Yes, it does.
You didn't believe in yourself.
No, I didn't.
56 to 44. Which honestly, I'm glad.
Okay, yeah.
I
Portal
personally-
deserves it.
I don't think Doom Eternal deserved to be on the list. Doom 2016, yeah, but
Yeah.
not Eternal. I don't know.
Doom does not outshadow what Portal 2 did to
Oh,
video game
God.
pop culture.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
it
look at-
stormed. It stormed the market.
Look at how many games reference Portal 2 for Easter eggs and things like it. Literally culturally changed what video games are.
Not only that, I don't know if you know this, but I guarantee you, you go on Steam right now, you look at your friends list. Your friends, Portal 2's the friends.
Or
You have more friends on your friends list that have played Portal 2 than any.
or not. I'm agreeing with you, but also on top of that, every person on your friends list owns Portal.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
It's it's a staple.
It's
a
one of those
staple
games
of
that
Steam.
everybody has,
Mhm.
everybody bought because it was that good of
It's
a
like
game.
Gary's mod
Yep.
Yep.
too.
It's kind of crazy to think that not even a free game, because I mean TF2 it wasn't always free, but it's a free game, and I mean,
I don't have TF2 on
well,
my
that's what I'm
PC.
saying. That's the thing is like it's
I'm
a free
curious what he's
game.
gonna
But
say
yeah,
for this next one
yeah, this one honestly,
because it's kind of a toss up, but like one is kind of an obvious winner, but like it really isn't. Because
I never played one of them. So,
All right, well,
what do you think? The Sims, Team Fortress 2.
Sims.
You're wrong.
Okay.
TF2 made it through.
You're not. Yeah, I can tell you're not trusting your gut.
No. Honestly, that
You're-
was
you're-
that honestly was my gut reaction.
Really? Okay.
Because again, I have not played TF2.
That's fair. I mean, let's be honest. It's a dead game as of now. People are holding on to nostalgia if they keep on playing it. Sorry for all you lovers out there, but not all of us are furries.
I mean,
So
Same to say about Overwatch.
Take us off
Sir.
with the semifinals.
alrighty. So last 4 games, to decide who will be taking home the champion.
Or in Newegg's eyes,
after-
the best game.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, it's questionable, but
It's slightly biased on this, but
yeah. So starting at the top, Minecraft versus Counter-Strike.
I go with Minecraft still.
Absolutely.
Minecraft wins that round.
I feel like between the two fan bases, you've got a lot bigger of a crowd for Minecraft.
Let's be honest, there's more kids than adults out
Well,
there that
there's-
play Minecraft
like,
rather
that's the
than
thing,
Counter-Strike.
For Counter-Strike, you have adults playing Counter-Strike. You don't really have kids playing Counter-Strike, especially not anymore.
No,
Maybe
not anymore.
Go a little bit, but
Back
not much.
then, but not.
But
now
also,
you have kids and adults all playing Minecraft.
I read a comment on one of the Twitter feeds about Minecraft, and it said, and this is as close to verbatim as I can get, but they stated one of the advantages that Minecraft has that gives it the phenomenon of the game that never dies is the fact that it's one of the very few games out there that quite literally can pick up almost any device in the world, and if it has a screen and an operating system, you can play Minecraft on it.
It's literally as versatile as opening a notepad.
And if it doesn't natively,
It's like it's not far much different.
yeah, and if it doesn't natively support it, somebody has found a way to make Minecraft run on it.
Yeah.
That's
Well, something that we were talking about. It was actually before
Hey,
we
man,
got
if
cut
you-
off.
If you can put Skyrim on a smart fridge, I can play Minecraft on a smart fridge.
right, exactly.
why when we got cut off talking about the topic, because Max and I were talking about it, 5 hours ago.
And I was like, we gotta stop. Let's save it for the
Oh,
podcast.
absolutely.
Is the fact that the only game, literally the only game that even gets remotely close to the versatility of Minecraft, TA5, and that's not even on the list. I can't even imagine that it's
Well,
not
like,
on the list.
Almost
It's-
3 generations of consoles.
exactly.
Right. There, yeah. It's on a span of things, and honestly, if you were to take the mod ability of 5M and put it on the rest of the consoles and such that GTA is on,
It would prosper.
that game would literally never die because 5M just offers so much to it.
It's honestly unfortunate though because it's quite literally punching a hole in the wall to get. There wasn't.
Absolutely.
It's
That
not.
was one of the
not,
arguments about the Minecraft being as far like winning all these other games was that it like the replayability factor with Minecraft because like the mini games, the different types of servers, the different like things.
Oh yeah.
It shares the same versatility that like
Even Bedrock's starting to get like realms where you have mini games and shut to go on.
Yep.
I mean, you go on Xbox and you sit there and open up a lobby. You see Hunger Games. You see hide
Right,
and
yeah,
seek.
exactly.
All these things.
All right, Portal 2 versus Team Fortress 2.
Portal 2,
100%. Yeah. 60-40.
no doubt.
I mean, let's be honest. Portal 2 is just more accepted. Not very many people play TF2. I mean, it goes to show. It's the same thing that we were saying before. So
Isn't it that crazy that a single player, possibly co-op playing game is just that much like bigger and better
Mhm.
liked than a completely multiplayer game?
Crazy. Something actually I was talking about with Max because when we were looking through the list and everything, I wanted to go look at Portal 2 and everything like that on the Steam page. There is, I don't know if you realize this. There's videos, obviously, games have videos of like gameplay and stuff like that. There was video of in Portal 2 there being like suction where you can like place a portal underneath a suction tube and place it somewhere else and it sucks.
That's still
Where is that?
Well,
where is it?
It's still in the game's code and
Is it actually?
and community maps use it
Really?
from time to time.
I've never
Oh,
used,
yeah.
so the only thing that I've ever seen is there's in the campaign, I'm sure you remember exactly what this is, the big fan, and you have to launch yourself over and catch the cube. That's the only time I've ever seen a suction tube.
It's not in the base game. It's not in any of the co-op stuff. It is something that was left in the code and never used.
I
to its
wish,
potential.
dude,
There's
I
also
wish.
another gel that never got used.
Really?
There's a laser refraction gel. Literally a
Oh.
gel that you would put on the walls and the laser would bounce off of it.
That's
Really?
actually, I
Yes.
mean, let's be honest though.
And
Imagine
That's
the-
so cool to know
imagine the
'cause I
complexity.
did not know that was a thing.
Imagine
Now-
the complexity. Imagine how
I don't-
cool stuff you can make though.
there's also like the
Community
thing-
maps,
the-
yeah.
I would say the thing is I've seen all of these in community maps. Like I've seen them being used. That's how much I've played the community maps. And one thing I see in community maps, and I don't know if it's in the base code or if people made it, but there are different emancipation grills. The things that like reset your portals.
Not knowing what the fuck he was
No,
saying.
I know exactly
things-
what
the
it
things
is,
that
but I'm trying
reset
to
your-
Okay,
think
it was just
of-
me. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think of what a different emancipation grill would do.
The emancipation grill resets your portals and destroys any objects you're holding, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
There are ones that you can't physically pass through, but you can shoot a portal through. There are ones where you can where when you go through them, they delete an object, but they don't reset your portals.
Interesting.
There's like specific little details to each individual one, and they're all like color coded online.
Yeah.
but it's really cool to see just how much more potential. Like that game already added so many mechanics to the base game of Portal.
Absolutely.
But then to think of how much more there could have been. Hell, playing the I don't remember what the name of the mod is, and it's gonna kill me.
You're talking about the multiple. Oh no, you're talking about the time mod, the third Portal time mod.
Yes, the third.
Yeah.
There's a mod for it where it gives you a square green portal, and what you do is when you go through that, you go back and forth between a decrepit past and a clean future.
Interesting.
So like when you move something in the past, it'll move it in the future, but when you move it in the future, it doesn't move it in the past, obviously.
It's a pretty mind-bending experience.
Yeah, that talk about like really having to think for puzzles. I wouldn't be able to.
I was gonna say him and Kenzie watched me play it for a while.
It's a whole campaign, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just like Portal Stories Mel or anything like that, where it was a whole another set of everything's like set up to another campaign.
I'm glad I never played it. Then again, it's always there to be able to play it because it would bend my mind.
All right, so
we're down to our two.
The finals.
We're down to the finals that haven't even been voted on.
Well, I can tell you. I will be able to tell you what's currently in the lead.
Sure.
Oh wait,
like, you can
does it have what's in the lead?
Yeah, I just pulled it up on Twitter.
Oh,
After you vote, it'll tell you what's in the lead. I voted.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah. So go ahead. I'll let you know.
I'm kind of curious. Yeah, hold on. Let me pop on Twitter real quick. Gotta hit the.
Do you want to see it? I can just show it to you if you want to see it.
Yeah, go ahead. I figured.
Yeah,
I figured.
Okay, Mike.
What do you think?
Minecraft versus Portal 2.
Oh shit, that's right. This is the finals.
Yeah.
I personally got my vote, but
I have to diverge away from my lovely. I honestly think Minecraft has more of a base to it, more of a fan base to it than Portal 2 does. Portal 2 is a great, fantastic game, but I feel that the group of people that play Minecraft to this day are just the ones that would overtake Portal.
You would be currently
correct. But
currently
how
correct.
Much?
So Minecraft is in the lead. It is a 66 to 34% difference.
Yeah.
Like I get it, man, but like let Portal 2 have its limelight, man. Come on.
Portal 2 did have its limelight.
Minecraft has had its limelight for the past 15 years.
But that is what makes Minecraft
why it's the best game.
I'm the kind of the stick out of the group here though.
I was just telling Justin today.
Stick. I don't know, between you and me, I feel like I have a bit more of a fascination with Portal 2. Like you've had it.
I just love Portal 2 for the nature. I mean, I can't even imagine with how many times I've beaten the game, but the thing is I just don't really care for Minecraft that much. Yeah, I think it's fun and all, but like the replay value to me in my mind just isn't there for me.
What's funny is that these two final games are literally I'm bored, I want to play something game.
Yeah.
If I am bored, I will go play community maps on Portal, or I will go literally just mining in Minecraft.
But that
is my boredom filler.
That's why these games have that phenomenon too, especially.
Well, that's why they're finals.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that Minecraft. I mean, Portal's fan base is very. It's still the ones that are there are incredibly prominent. But you have to remember, Minecraft has something weird with it. I was just telling Justin about this earlier today, where it's a weird game in the sense of where video games are today, because Minecraft has died and should have died a long time ago.
It's died multiple times.
And it's died. Minecraft has fallen out.
It almost didn't even get off its feet.
Right. In Minecraft has literally died. It has gone away. People forgot about it, and then something happens, and this is what has been coined as a lot of game reviewers as the Minecraft phenomenon, is that something will happen that punches Minecraft right back up to the charts.
Mojang doing some witchcraft.
What was it? Just recently, like last year, we just had a resurgence of like everything on YouTube was Minecraft.
Right.
Literally, I watched like the Vanoss crew and them, and they were playing Minecraft because it was for the views.
And then
they picked it up literally because it was just the biggest thing on YouTube at the time.
And then you got people like
it's a cascading effect too, yeah.
Right, and then you have people like Dream that show up out of nowhere that just like they come up with fresh ideas, something new to do. And we're not going to talk about like the controversy stuff, but like just what Dream did as a whole.
Oh yeah,
is like it was a phenomenon that just happened out of nowhere. There was no explanation.
Story. It was a whole life in itself for kids.
You know who's been rocking this though the entire time? Captain Sparkles.
Dude, I know,
He's
man.
been rocking Minecraft since way back then.
Well, and Venom came back out
You
of
don't
nowhere
know him?
too.
Really?
I've never heard of
Captain Sparkles
I've
is
never heard of Captain
Creeper.
Sparkles.
Oh man,
He's literally the one who made that song.
yeah. He's the one that did all. And they did one
The
with
only
Coldplay. They
Minecraft
did a
song-
Coldplay fucking.
The only
what
Minecraft
is it?
song I
Something
know
Kings.
is where it goes boom, 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 and like a creeper song. I don't know.
Well, he was one of
Captain
the OG.
Sparkles. Yeah, I
Yeah,
never heard
he
of
was
him,
one
honestly.
of the OG Minecraft like.
You look at his
YouTubers.
face, you definitely wouldn't read that as a Captain Sparkle. I'll tell you that much. But
Well, my thing is, I also never really look at content. The only time I ever look up anything Minecraft is, how do I build this redstone something?
Right? Yeah, XYZ
Yeah.
redstone contraption.
Exactly.
But then again, also like 2B2T. I mean, that
Oh my
had-
god, I will say the history behind that fascinates me.
It's so
absolutely
cool.
insane.
It's one of those things where
It's
its own
anarchy.
It's
It is
its
quite
own
literally
culture. dude.
Anarchy. Yeah, it's
Its
insane.
own culture.
Alright, see, this
And
is
it's
where,
been
this is
for
where I'm
years.
left out. I have no idea what you guys talking
Dude,
about.
you've never heard of
I'll let you explain it.
2B2T?
You
It's
wanna-
it's insane. Sure.
All right. While you're explaining it, I'll get you.
I
one.
will
You
say
wanna-
right now,
Sure.
I do have to leave
I
here
know
by
we're-
9:30 because I got to go grab some stuff.
It's cool. I'll get you another
Yeah,
one, and
yeah.
we'll explain this. And we'll stuff
But yeah,
after.
so
Like,
the
do you want one?
the idea
Sure.
behind 2B2T, okay. Do you have a time frame? What do you think a year that it started?
I think it was back in 2012.
Okay, so 2012.
The
It's-
cold air from that doorway, dude. I
No,
swear to God.
it's not. It's coming from there, and the
Oh,
draft
just
is
drift.
coming
Okay, yeah.
from there.
So 2B2T is essentially, and as you know, there's plenty of Minecraft communities out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It is one of the oldest Minecraft communities out there that essentially created its community to be a fully anarchy-based server. No rules, no structure, no nothing. You could go in there. There was no one running it. It was a place where someone could come in and literally unadulteratedly do whatever you want, like absolutely anything you want at all. And the idea about it, and I wish I had some images to
Right.
show.
I am gonna pull this up, the bracket up just quickly.
Oh, yeah, no
since we're
worries.
done like voting.
But the idea behind 2B2T is the fact that you could have a hacked client. You could have you could literally. I keep on saying it because you could do whatever you want. You could mod your Minecraft. You could sit there and have cheats. You literally cannot play on the server effectively without
A modded client.
modded clients. And
Sure.
it is a system of, I mean, it's landmarks. It's something. Imagine you lived on Earth 20,000 years ago, and you came, after knowing of this massive history, you were able to walk through and see all these monuments of locations where people tried doing things. And
They rally a massive community to try to get something.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about 2B2T is that they actually do.
Yep. I mean, it's people. It's the kind of people that are the Einsteins of Minecraft. They're doing things that people can even imagine, and they're making landmarks and monoliths of these crazy structures that people come in, dump it with lava. There was a field that was I forgot what the name of it was, but it was a field that was just covered with wheat.
So one of the
It's
things.
just
Yeah.
It is quite literally nothing but a blanket of cobblestone.
So one of the things
Oh.
about 2B2T that makes it so famous is that server right now. There are amazing structures and creations that nobody knows about, that are hidden, that nobody knows
Sure.
that exist. And
Because
stay
if
hidden.
they know that they exist,
They will fuck it up.
people will come in and destroy it.
So
Sure, yeah.
The
so-
second you upload anything about your creation, it's gone. You literally set your
people
own
will
death
go
wish.
to those coordinates and destroy it. So when it's sort of like what's the best kept secret, something that nobody knows about,
Mhm.
and that's kind of the philosophy behind 2B2T, and that's what makes it. But that also, regardless of what it is itself and everything that goes on, I think that's why Minecraft pulls through on things like, because it's just like it has a game that has such a insane culture, and it has this phenomenon where it never will die.
right.
Ever.
I mean, yeah. You build these communities and these servers, and just seeing how big they can get.
And it's crazy because Minecraft at this point has become a generational game. There are people out there, like, Minecraft will still be probably relevant by the time your daughter is old
yeah.
enough to be able to know how to
Absolutely.
play a video game.
She's gonna.
Justin,
She's
if you
going
are
to.
not like making a series or something of you literally playing Minecraft with Echo, I would be severely upset.
I can almost guarantee you that when she's in elementary school and she's going to beginning of school, she'll find a creeper backpack. I bet it. 100%.
Yeah.
Folders,
Minecraft themed folders.
pencils. It'll be out there.
And Mojang
Just-
will be
just don't-
sitting back,
Just don't let her play Education
looking at
Edition.
that massive sum of money that they've been making for the last 2 decades,
3 decades.
4 decades. Like,
Just whatever you do, make sure she does not play Education Edition.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, dude. So, I will let her play, but Education Edition has some pretty cool mechanics to it that you don't have in the base game. I mean, chemicals and like elements and everything that has to do with it. I mean, I don't know. I'm a science nerd. I love information and learning stuff and stuff like that. So for me, that's pretty cool. I would love to mix cyanide and beryllium or something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
do something.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
just to see what happens, especially in a game that has some predestined
I mean, and
outcomes.
for kids, if you're playing a game, you're having fun. Like, you know,
Yep.
what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
That's what it comes down. Also, speaking of what it comes down to, I think it's down to our where we gotta look at maybe wrapping up things here.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, one thing, I want you to see this real quick. So I know everyone that's on the audio side can't see it, but I would like to, if you guys want to look this up on your own, look up the 2B2T, number 2, letter B, number 2, letter T, spawn. This is the spawn world that you essentially are literally, you spawn in the air. You spawn on a tiny little block floating in the middle of the air that
You have to figure out how to get down.
getting out of spawn
So
is
they
a
didn't like
feat in
spawn
itself.
protect or anything. They
There's
like you could do
I
whatever
shit you not.
fucking
There
want.
is nothing.
It's actually one of the things about 2B2T. Most people, the majority of players that play on 2B2T actually quit because they can't get without a 100 block radius spawn without being A, killed by other players, or B,
Fall
you
damage,
just can't
lava.
get out.
You fall off the map. The map's opened
Because
up.
there's almost no wood in 2B2T
Oh, yeah, I'm
for
sure.
within like a couple thousand chunks
Mhm.
because there's just no resources there.
And the thing is
It's
if
a
you
wasteland.
wanted to play 2B2T, you couldn't even get into
It
the
takes
server
about
without a queue.
24 hours to get through the queue.
You're
you
in
have
a
to
queue
open
list.
the game and let it.
Oh my god.
It's insane. I gotta say, if there's anything about Minecraft that truly fascinates me, look up the history of 2B2T. You will find some things you never imagined.
If you ever need to find a YouTuber that you want to go through and like learn some stuff, just look for somebody called MC Fit on YouTube.
Yep.
He'll that's his whole thing.
So before, I know that we're kind of running short on
What
time.
about MC Man TGP?
Actually,
Well,
I'm gonna interject because
I
I want
wanted
to
to
talk
ask
to
you.
I want to talk today real quick about today's sponsor,
Oh boy, here we go. You guys already know who it is.
the Caffeinated Creators,
Yeah.
ourselves.
Believe it or not, this was all paid for by ourselves.
I mean, we're pretty much ripping assets from our own daily life, anyways.
Yeah,
so.
right. We don't
But
have a
also,
sponsor.
Realistically, though, there actually is somewhat of a non-financial, but definitely a big support sponsor, Caster Labs. It is pretty much the only thing that allows us to be able to function on our streams, and it's pretty much one of the best streaming services that we're allowed to use while on Caffeine. Pretty much.
And it's cross-platform with a lot of your smaller platforms
Yep.
like Trovo and Brime,
As well as Twitch.
And obviously, if you're a Twitch streamer and you want to use a fantastic stream service that actually allows you to have freedoms and like what you create and do some very awesome things, but without having to like go nuts into learning Streamlabs, it's a
or
great
even
place to
paying.
start.
You don't have to pay a single dime. You just got to use
Correct.
the service.
It's free. It's 100% free.
Absolutely free.
Go ahead and head on over to casterlabs.co and download Caster Labs and make sure you check out their merch as well. They got
Yep,
some good.
make sure to go there because you'll
logo.
see pictures of these two. I'm not up there, but they are.
Fuck, you just called us out as shills, bro.
Shit, dude. They're gonna
Like now,
Literally-
now everyone that listens is gonna know that we're CL shills.
So real quick before we get too far into wrapping up, I do want to preface the idea that you brought up. Is it short enough to talk about before we wrap things up here? The thing that you said that I had no idea about.
Oh, well, yeah, this is good because it is short enough. Maybe we'll touch on this another day. When we talk about,
open the can of worms and we'll eat it another day. Yeah.
So this will be something. This will be something that I think will be a great topic for another day. But I wanted to also bring up, like I said, this will be fun to talk about conversations that we have on ourselves that I think our viewers and stuff will think is like relatively entertaining. But I wanted to bring up the fact. I wanted to make mention of how angry you got at me the other day when I
my-
made a mention about there being 2 Chinas.
Oh,
I remember this. I do remember this.
I don't know what to say.
So our homework for the next time, what I want all of you guys to do is
I'm gonna have to
go
look
back,
this up too.
and I want you to do some research.
Put into Google, is
on-
there 2
on
Chinas?
2 Chinas, because there are 2 Chinas.
There isn't 2 Chinas. It's
There-
Taiwan and it's China.
Taiwan is called the Republic
It
of
is
China.
called Taiwan.
People's Republic of China. What?
You go on a map and you throw a dart at it, you're hitting Taiwan. You're not hitting the Republic of China.
That's not what Taiwan thinks.
Maybe I'll change my thinking if that's what Taiwan wants.
We'll
If Taiwan wants to identify as China, you should respect their wishes.
I mean, hey, if that's what Taiwan wants,
I'll respect the witches. I mean,
the Salem witch trials over in Taiwan. All right, guys. I think we got our topic set up for the next time. Make sure you guys do your homework. Look into seeing if there's 2 Chinas.
there'll be a cut version of this that you can find on the Caffeinated Creators channel on YouTube. This podcast will be available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. There'll be an RSS feed for it if you want to follow it, and notifications. Actually listen, like I said, everything that we post, soundcut, editing, technical difficulties will be out of it, and the video version of it will be available. And again, the Caffeinated Creators.
And make sure if you guys want to check out the unadulterated back end where you get to see the faces behind the voices, make sure you guys come check out the Caffeinated Creators on caffeine.tv.
All of the links you can find on our stream channel, which is, I think you just said caffeine.tv/Caffeinated Creators.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Correct.
And all of our links can be found there. And everyone that participates and watches this, thank you. This is our first episode. Things, obviously, we had wasn't as smooth as we'd like it to
I
be.
think it went well.
It went very well. And I think in the future we'll have...
It's only up from here.
yeah,
Let's be honest, beer makes it all the better. So
that too, and honestly, we'll iron out some of our setup here. Hopefully, next time we do this, we'll be a little bit more set up, prepared. We had some last minute purchases for equipment that we had to make today.
I mean, hey, I literally could not have imagined without it. Now that I'm thinking about
Could you
it,
imagine having to hold your fucking?
no sir, no sir,
Because that's what we were gonna do.
Nah, I would have hated it.
I was even gonna do
I'm
that.
so glad you even thought about it.
I was like, dude, I know, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. The amount of times I've fallen back onto Guitar Center to get last minute equipment, you would not believe how many, like, hello, do you have this? I need it like right now.
Fucking the Guitar Center over there just looks at him and go, this fucking guy again.
Right. Always coming in at like late at night, like we're
Always
wrapping
frantic about his shit.
Yeah.
I need this now.
up.
Yeah,
Walks
I
in the
get
store,
it.
asks a million questions, buys like 2 things.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for coming in, and we'll definitely catch you guys within a week's time. Thank you all so much.
2
We'll
weeks.
catch you. Yeah, 2 weeks. We'll catch you guys next time. Thank you.
See y'all later, everyone.
Bye.